Hey, look, I
All
gotta
right,
try to.
man. Y'all gonna get this podcast episode 18,
Y'all
man.
gonna get this break service, bro.
Hey, how you doing, big cat?
Chilling, man.
Ow.
You know.
I bet.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
bet you are chilling,
whoa, whoa,
That man
whoa,
said, "Just want to make sure you
man.
doing all right
Listen.
over there."
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey,
Hey,
Cancun is good
listen.
this time of year.
All I'm gonna say is both of them niggas in Cancun, both LA and Cancun, man.
Look, we
Yeah.
actually was throwing a party out there. We was hoping somebody was gonna join. So, but,
Hey,
Oh
all I want to
no.
say is about these Clippers, man. I told you they do this every year.
Hey man, you're gonna leave them Clippers alone.
No, we not
The
actually.
Clippers are
We're
in the
gonna
same
get
spot as
into
the
it.
Warriors right now. Game 7.
Wait, what'd you say?
The Clippers are in the same spot as the Warriors right now. Game 7.
Hey, look,
uh,
The Warriors actually won something, man. We talking about these Clippers right now.
I'm
Y'all
a
do this every
Kawhi
year.
fan.
This the crazy part, right? This the so
mm,
crazy part about this, right?
Mm.
This is the same team that we've been doing. We've been going over this since Kawhi touched down.
man.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. I hear you. I understand.
Same team. Like he just keep losing to the Nuggets, bro.
Hey, hey, hey. I
And
was.
oh,
Hey,
let's not hold on. Before we even get into him losing to the Nuggets, 4 out of 5 trips to the playoffs. 3 of those are first round exits.
for the tech.
That's
why
crazy.
doesn't this get the same press as LeBron, man?
LeBron had a couple first round exits. Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the most recent
It,
one
it,
was
it
four
does,
one.
and it does. It's a
Well,
bell. God, Lee. God.
yeah. Y'all time is up.
Cancun in 7. Boy.
Cancun 7 is
Hey.
I told
crazy.
y'all. Hey, it's so crazy because this is the same cycle from the bubble, bruh. It's just a different part of the playoffs.
Where your team was at? Where
You said
your
Chilling.
what?
team was at when you needed them, huh? Who was your
Man,
team in this playoff run? Who was your team? I gotta hear this.
I mean, I'm from DC, so it's gonna be the Wizards.
It ain't gonna be the Wizards because they ain't making it to no
But the
playoffs.
thing
Them
about it is,
bullshit.
Hey, they was the
okay.
first ones
So
that can't go.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie though. This was probably the best Kawhi looked out of them 5 years. It just physically,
I can't say
and
that. He
you
ain't
know
played
what
the
I'm
whole
saying.
season.
But hey, man,
He gotta play.
what 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 we doing at this point?
He gotta. I mean, he's still Kawhi. Kawhi can go. If they're gonna break the team up, do it. Now's the time to do it. Honestly, if you're
But
gonna
then
break
where
the
does he
Clippers
go?
up, now's the time to do it. What you mean? Kawhi can go anywhere.
Need to
He on
retire.
he on the end anyway. Nah, Kawhi can easily be a veteran presence on a team that's about to be right there.
I can't say break the team up though because that's not the same team.
But then here's the thing though, like what team could you possibly say that could facilitate a good enough trade for him for that veteran presence? Now, that is that close.
Right,
Because
right.
most teams that's that close ain't got the cap space or the
Or got
room
the
for that
parts
kind of.
to trade it away. Yeah,
And if they do got the parts, that's part of how they so close because of those parts they got. So it's like,
yeah. That's a good observation. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, they need to break it. They need to try to break it back up because it ain't nothing you could do.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
lie.
Kawhi still got to play, of course. Don't get me wrong, but
Right. Kawhi would do perfect right now with the situation in Milwaukee. I doubt that he'll want to play in Milwaukee, but like the situation to go play with Giannis and Dame, yeah, where you're not like the one
oh,
boy,
you want to send him to somewhere where he ain't the one, but he's a good two? All right, well, hell, he already in LA. You might as well
boy.
send him down the street.
Oh no, you know we're gonna change the
Send him down the
colors. No,
street.
we ain't doing that. No,
Send him down the street. Y'all,
Tiger
y'all, y'all can
Brown.
have him. But no, down the street. To the upper room.
Oh,
The
the upper
Lakers, bro.
room. Oh God.
Get him
bro,
some defense.
at this point, bro, it's safe to say it's not even the players. It's just the West is too tough because
The West
everybody
is
has been to
crazy.
the. Well, I mean, Kawhi was always in the West, but the one time he went to the East, he actually won something, sort of like LeBron. But like, man,
Whoa,
the
whoa,
West is
whoa.
just too tough
Yeah, I'm
right
about
now.
to say, man, hey man, this disrespect is enough.
Hey.
What's up with this, man?
Said
What's
the
up with this,
difference.
man?
Hey.
Come on, man. I thought we were
And it,
friends.
and it's starting to make me wonder, like, is Kobe rings that much more now that we see like niggas just not good in the West, bro?
I
I don't
can't
know,
say
because
that because Kobe
we didn't
had a
have the same
proportionate
teams.
team. Yeah, Kobe had proportionate teams going. In. Other than that last one, that Lamar Odom one, Lamar Odom balled out. He didn't really have a team to me, but you know what I'm saying. In general, Kobe had, you know what I'm saying. He had a legit team. The his Lakers was always built to best the top East team, Boston, Detroit. He was always like a step ahead because they ain't had that super killer
See,
to
with
me.
the Clippers, I just feel like y'all try to worry about LeBron, y'all forgot about everybody else.
I don't agree with that.
Bro,
I think that the Clippers was fine. It's just that
I
we,
kind of agree a little bit.
bro, we keep using this Kawhi management thing, and it's not helping at the end of the. You know what I'm saying? The team
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to work together to get a synergy. So by the time comes, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is ready, and I feel like you're not all the way together because he's sitting out. You know what I'm saying? Then they trade Paul George midway to the season, early on in the season. Was that
Yeah.
last season?
I think he just walked off. I don't think they traded. I think he just did. I think it was a contract thing.
That's a big thing for me, bro. I think that he's the reason why our team hasn't worked as supposed to. He's already he has warranted too much. They
Right.
gave too much to OKC for Paul George. I really believe that. Too
I mean
much.
I mean, yeah, because that's the reason OKC good now. They
Right
basically
now.
gave up Shea and like 6 picks for him.
Yeah, that bro, it's
And they
crazy. They gave
drafted
two
everybody else.
players in like 6 picks,
Yeah.
7 picks. You built a whole
But
team.
I mean, respectfully though, did we think Shea was gonna be that good though? I mean,
I
he came
mean,
out of nowhere. I mean,
they kind of got him for that purpose. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say he came out of nowhere. He was a rookie. He came. He did his thing.
right.
He for sure he did his numbers. He put himself on the map. Maybe not in the spot where he was at, but 100%. Shea definitely was like, all right, he's gonna be a nice prospect. I don't even know how Paul George warranted all of that at the time. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, he was with Russ. They made it to the playoffs, I guess.
Okay, yeah, just give Dennis Schroeder a bunch of money too, because he made it to the playoffs. Like, come on, bro.
Well, you know what happened with him. He kind of just turned
He
that
messed
money
up his
down. That was
own.
just
Yeah,
him dumb, just being dumb, being greedy.
right.
But what's up, man? You real quiet. Like, I don't know. You said Clippers in 7. It's not looking too good. I didn't even know like the game. Just y'all look tired. I don't know what was going on.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. We It wasn't the best ending. It wasn't the best. Like from that performance, you're not going nowhere in round two.
Right.
So it's
And
like you
that's what I
might as
and that's what
well.
I was saying about the Lakers. I'm like, yo, even if they get past this first round, they just look tired.
Yeah.
I seen a press conference. James Harden was basically saying, if I could play another 46 minutes. Well, boy, it did look like it. It did not look like you could play another 46 minutes.
Well, he's a liability anyway.
Yeah, on defense.
He's a liability anyway. And like I'm saying, bro, like the Clippers have a good team when they make their shots.
Right.
Niggas not making shots, and you gotta really rely on defense. That's when it's not gonna be good, especially with the culture that you've created with James Harden being like the guy with Kawhi not playing the majority of the season because that's our real anchor. You know what I'm saying? That's why he needs to be in when it comes to like what the team should be aligned with. It should be Kawhi playing the legit defense that he does, and maybe it's not to the standard of what it was, but he's still a defensive anchor, bro. I don't care.
So is it safe to say that, not saying they put all their faith in James Harden, but he the one that stuck around. You know what I'm saying? Russ left, Paul George left. I feel like they had somebody else and they left too.
They
I just
pushed
don't
Russ
remember.
out. They pushed
Why
Russ
do
out.
people? Why is it? Why does Russ always seem like he the scapegoat though?
Because when you're the
Because he
person
got so
who,
many, he just been doing bad on so many teams.
I feel like it plays a part in that, or it plays a part of like if you don't have like he has the pieces. He's always gone to a great team. He's a person who put himself in a good situation, but
Right.
he doesn't have the cohesion with a team. I don't think Russell West. The whole point of him getting that triple double season shows that like yeah he's a team player, but like honestly it's about like what I'm gonna do, and that's just who Russell Westbrook is. Like Russell Westbrook has that dog.
Right.
He's got that kind of like LeBron dog where it's like oh yeah we about to shut everything down. That's Russell Westbrook. So I'm more surprised that you know what I'm saying he hasn't won anything on his own with the effort that he put forth. But yeah, I feel like it's him. I feel like it's him, bro.
I mean, at this point, bro, like if you in the West, it's hard. Like a lot of that, even his MVP season, they only won like 42 games. So through all of that, I averaged a triple double. Did it really mean anything? Because you didn't really win nothing. I
Right,
mean,
and
you made it to the playoffs, but it's like
you didn't win. That's what
you
I'm
didn't
saying.
win nothing. You
The
didn't. I don't even think they got past the first round. If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember.
the personal gratification of that
But I remember
season,
they was like a 7-6 seed at best.
the gratification of that season completely came from what his stats looked like at the end.
Right.
Other than that, it wasn't like this is a winning season. I don't think anybody felt that way.
And then he kind of convinced Paul George to come. Realistically though, like you do bring in players to win championships, but like I said, sometimes you just in the wrong era. Like the West is just unfortunate that they had to go through Steph Curry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just unfortunate. And in the East, LeBron was just that man for like 10 years.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to say that. The situations LeBron put himself made him the man for 10 years. He didn't leave Cleveland for nothing. We're not gonna do that.
Right.
Nigga left because he said this shit over with. I'm not wasting my time.
I mean, at this point, I mean, you
So,
really
so we're
wasting
gonna
your
knock a
time in
man for
LA.
making a smart. Are we're gonna keep knocking the man for making smart business moves
No,
just because it?
no, I'm not knocking him for leaving. I'm saying that the West should be held to a higher regard overall because you know what I'm saying. Like ever since LeBron left Cleveland the first time, that should be the sign. If the I mean, he did get him there, which is a testament in itself, but it should be the clear telltale that like the West has been running the NBA for I don't know since Yao Ming time.
Ever seem like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Forever. It seems like it's been a
So
long time.
at this point, if I'm a player, though, I say, yo, I'm not going out west, yo. I might.
Sometimes you can't control that. You
Well,
can't
yeah,
control that all the
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
time.
Well, in LeBron's situation, Kawhi's situation, they definitely
They can
control
control
that.
everything.
Right.
Yeah, so that's not you know what I'm saying too crazy. A lot of players can control a lot of things, but like for certain people, you fall in certain situations where it's like you don't have an option. This is your
Yeah.
situation, and you're gonna have to make something the best for you.
I mean, I'm
You know.
50-50 on what you're saying because we are in the like players do what they want option. I can get what I want.
Yeah, but
I think,
you have to do something first to do that. You can't just say,
yeah.
"No, I want
I think
this."
the Luca trade was like the actual first time in a long time where the organization said, "No, this is what we gonna do." I think
And
a lot. I think
man,
like
amen.
I want to say recently it's just been players.
Le GM.
Yeah.
No, 100%. It has been le GM. That's a legit,
Right.
and that's why the team is where they're at now. I think that's why he was so mad because literally he said, "I had a big man. The big man told you what he wanted, and you didn't give it to him." So
So
I
let
mean,
me ask
at
you this:
that point,
before David said that, was Jason Hayes on the team?
Jackson Hayes, yeah,
So why didn't you just run with him? He was looking alright before they did all the extra stuff.
Because Jackson Hayes not AD. That's not the star. He's not the reason. Jackson
I
Hayes
know,
is
but
a
I'm saying
backup.
you need the conversation is you need a big man. I mean, what else do you need?
Yeah, but it's a big man who? A big man who? That's the difference. Like yeah, you need a point guard, but you don't got Stephen Curry.
Right,
So like that's like for me, the matchups is everything. For LeBron to know that there is a big man who can garner a double team, who can pass the ball out, that's what we need. Jackson Hayes is not garnering that type of respect. They're gonna absolutely say, y'all gonna run man. Jackson Hayes gets no respect on offense, and y'all gonna have to just force LeBron to eat.
right.
With AD, it's like, nah, we're gonna feed AD, and when AD gets doubled, you know what I'm saying? Get the ball out. You know, it ain't like that with Jackson Hayes. That's why, like with the Warriors, with Steph hurt or not, with Steph hurt or not, it don't even matter. You gotta have Steph on the court
Right.
because you have to respect what he does. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Jackson Hayes doesn't hasn't earned that. I get what you're saying though. You
Yeah, I
you
mean,
you, you definitely
so
had people
so
there to
like
play the
now
part.
that we on the topic, would you looking at the season now? I know everybody like rebuilding, trying to get what they gonna get, but would you rather had try to see maybe one more Lakers run with AD?
Man, I honestly feel like they hit their ceiling.
Right.
They hit their ceiling
And how do
because
you feel about them basically taking the contract where Luca could potentially still go somewhere else? Like, why would like? I
yes,
mean, it probably was talked about before the trade and all that, but Luca's contract is up this month. I mean, this year, so it's not he probably he's more than likely still gonna stay in LA, but it's a possibility that he can leave as well, just
they're
because
gonna mess
that
up
contract
a
is
lot
up.
of a lot. Actually, there's a lot of situations that can be similar to that, where people can like they're like only a couple pieces away, a couple ideas away, and you just get rid of it too
Right.
early. Anybody can do that. Boy, they're gonna mess it up. They're gonna mess it up because they're not that far off. It's just you gotta get it together. The GM gotta go though. It's over.
That's what I said. I think he goes this season, man. I don't know. Like I don't think he retired, but I think it's over with. I think he gonna sign somewhere else, bro. I don't see it like cause like we said in the previous show. Do we wait on do I try it again with Luca? Cause it's probably my last year. Or do I try to sign a 1 year deal somewhere else and maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe try to get one more. Cause he like I said, the trade deadline. Oh, I got Luca. Then he probably seen his work ethic, and was like, "Yo, this might not work." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna deal with it while I'm on a team. It's playoffs, but like, this young nigga don't want to work out. He don't want to get right.
Yeah, but also it's a cultural difference. Like for us, it is like the way out. The foreign players, they don't feel that way. Foreign players
Right,
don't feel like, okay, I gotta give up 200% for this. It's like, no, is this over yet? All right, because I want to go
right.
back to Latvia. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
cause
We herding sheep.
that's exactly how Jokic act.
Yeah, like he don't care for real. Like it's always like, all right. That's why number one, I don't even like. I personally feel like the Mavericks messed up taking the beer from Luca. You know what I'm saying? Once you've already
Yeah,
done something, you got a lot of person to celebrate their triumphant. You know what I'm saying? Stuff.
no, that's a fact. That's a fact. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was never really sold on the Kawhi train and all of that, but like, I think the Clippers are the Clippers, and it is what it is. And sometimes with that, it's like certain franchises out here just they don't have very much luck of winning, and unfortunately. The Clippers are one of them franchises that just like
You can't get off the phone for 5 minutes.
even with even with Kawhi, it's like I mean, don't get me wrong, he did take them the furthest they'll go, which is the Western Conference Finals. I mean, obviously
Where
the
you want to be,
ideal
you
is the
got to be further.
finals. But I mean, he took them the furthest they ever been. So,
Yeah, which is why you got to respect that man. That man is different. That's a dog right there.
oh
That man's
my
a dog.
goodness.
That man's a dog. See, here's what I'm not gonna go for, man. You're not gonna slander Kawhi. I don't care. I don't care. The same way that people are fans of
I'm just saying
the GM,
you was real
it's like,
on that
and
Clippers
still
and
will.
7 train.
And still, bro, we're in the same spot. We're literally in the same spot right now. Warriors are in. The Warriors right now are in the game 7. And if they don't get this win tonight, they're going home. They're going
So
home.
speaking of the Warriors, who you got tonight, man? I don't I
Oh
just
man, I
I
would
don't see
never.
no I mean the odds of a 3-1 lead don't happen. Blowing the 3-1 lead, but it's like
I would never go against Stephen Curry. Never.
I don't
No, don't
know. I
stop.
don't know what's going on.
I get what you're saying, but I wouldn't. I mean, Steph that old. Stop. No, you don't. You pouring all the water on the battery. All right. All right. And look, man. The same way that LeBron on his way out, KD on his way out, Steph on his way out, bro. They on their way out. So yeah,
Right.
if he don't get it right now, that's not. It doesn't take away. But I feel like this is one of his last runs too. This is one of Steph's last runs. Like this might be it. He might be ready to go
Well,
into that player owner.
Jimmy Butler signed a 2-year
Right.
deal, so I think if it don't work this year, they gonna try to run it back one more time. But next year, I think it's over with. Cause he what 37,
That's
about to be
enough,
38.
bro. He's
Ja-
old,
James
and
Harden
what
is
he's
basically
they're old.
36, and
They're old,
you
bro.
gotta think all these players like LeBron, James Harden, we talking about a lot of minutes too, a lot of playoff runs. It wasn't like some. I mean, some couple of them missed a couple seasons, but for the most part, they've been playing regular season and the playoffs their whole career. So these niggas ain't no them 36, 36, 37 got miles on them.
I compare it to wrestling, bro. It's like the WWE didn't get ready for when The Rock and Stone Cold left, and now the WWE is just Roman Reigns, and that's kind of how the WWE is. You just focused on LeBron and KD and Steph so much that now you still looking for the next star, and now
Right.
you're kind of stuck in like little like star limbo because you've overly played the hand of Steph, KD, LeBron, and they're about to walk out. They old now. We've already given it too much time. I don't think that we properly built up the young star. Like Jason Tatum should be the young star, but he's just a cornball. I don't know. We don't
Hey, not too
have like
much on my boy, man. They repeating this
the
year.
carryover.
They gonna repeat this year. Not too
Hey,
much
no,
on my
no.
boy.
I'm never going to talk about his basketball skill. Jason Tatum is a dog. Jason Tatum's a dog.
Right.
Jason Tatum's a dog. What?
Shout
What's
out
wrong
to
with it?
everybody in the building, man. We got 15 people in the building.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all go get this podcast.
So tonight,
You gonna pour
starting
this out?
lineup, they got Curry, Buddy Hill, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond. And I don't know how to say that white boy name though. He nice. He got that left hand jump. Brandon
With the hair,
Pachinja.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know how to say that shit.
Prochinsky,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Um, so game,
You know what's cool about him?
huh?
What's cool about him is that he's like Steph's mentor.
Right.
Like Steph met him when he was a kid, so I can imagine that like his his um his teachings have carried on for him for whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like for a hot minute. That's what's up.
Right.
My bad.
Keno said he had to make a call right quick. He'd be right back. But reports came out that LeBron basically sprained his MCL. So they basically saying
Hmm.
even if they would have won Game 5, it was over with because that's a 2 to 3 week injury.
Yeah,
So,
check it out though. You saw what
but
Pat Bev
I've
said.
I was watching when we was watching the game. I was like, yo, even if they win this game, they not going far, bro. They look tired. Something ain't right. I said LeBron settling for too much jump shots. To me, that's fatigue because if I got energy, I'm going to the basket. But I get it. He
He
tries
can't
to
be
he
stopped.
tries to like he tried to elevate his game over the years where he's working on that jumper. He has got better jump shot wise, but missing layups and just settling for jump shots is fatigue, bro. And then like I say this, JJ Redick did a great job during the season as far as coaching. But as far as this playoff series, he horrible.
Well, I
His
mean,
it,
it's
it
not
showed it
fair.
really showed this first year. That first like you know how you be like, oh he looking good for his first year doing something. His first year experience really kicked in for that series,
In the
bro.
playoff run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but that's fair though. Like he hasn't been there in that capacity. He know what it's like as a player. He don't know what it's like as a coach.
at some point, if I'm losing, bro, put in some fresh legs, something.
Yeah.
Don't keep playing the same niggas
But
all game,
see, I
bro.
feel like that is a part of the conversation. Like, yeah, you want to put in fresh legs, but what's the GM gonna say when you don't have nobody like you in LA? So everything that they do is like a chess game. They're not just playing anybody. You gotta play the right people. If y'all gonna lose, y'all gotta lose like a certain way. I'm sure that his stipulations are way different.
You said what?
Like, although it is LA, he still can't just. He can't, like, bro, it is because he's a rookie head coach. It's like you don't give him no grace. He never
It's
really
hard.
been in that
It's
situation.
hard. It's hard too for the simple fact is like that's why I said social media might have messed up a lot because when I'm watching your podcast and when I'm doing watching everything you're doing, you know everything under the sun until it's not time to know it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
when you running your little podcast, you know all the right plays. Now you in a position where you the person that got to make those decisions, and you just flat out not making good decisions. Cause to not play Jason Hayes at all is crazy to me. I don't care what nobody say.
I feel like they don't believe in him. LeBron said, "I don't believe," because they had pieces. Like you got
Right.
smalls, you got point guards that you could run. They had pieces. They got pieces. Like I just feel like LeBron personally, as the GM, after the situation of him not having AD no more, getting Luca and just trying to walk into the playoffs like this is our new set and this is what we're gonna go with. I don't feel like LeBron ever appreciated none of that. He didn't want none of that. I
Right.
believe he did not want any of that. I know he
Right.
mad. And also,
Yeah, that's why
you
I
saw
said
what Pat Bev said.
this is the first time he felt like we all felt like he was actually surprised about this. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, I don't know. I thought AD was sticking around.
Now, that's the point I'm making. He wanted him to stay, but because I feel like that was his real plan. That was his running mate. He was like, "All right, this is your team." Da 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 da. So when it's time to go, you gonna take over. I feel like that was
Right.
LeBron's plan, and for it to not carry out like that, I'm sure he was hot. Sure, he was hot. But also, like, it's also the thing of like, we did enough. Your last will and testament was to get your son over here. We did that.
Right. I
Now
feel
it's
like
like,
they did everything he wanted it up until this point, to be honest.
yep.
You
I
got
feel like he
me
wasn't really hurt.
because let's be real. You wanted Russ. You wanted Russ. That didn't work out. You wanted AD. I mean, it worked out to me because you got a ring from it. I mean, I think people underestimate. I think people underestimate the actual like getting to the finals. Like that's not easy. I think I think
Exactly.
with him I think with him being in the West, it just made it seem like it was so easy and it's not easy. Even we see teams like Boston, like they win it one year and then it's kind of hard for them to go back even in the East, you know what I'm saying? So I think he made it where it's like people got comfortable with maybe going back because he went to 8 straight finals. Kobe
Yeah.
and Shaq ain't even do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not easy at all.
No, it's not easy, but it's also not easy when you create situations for yourself when you got, you know what I'm saying, hella people around you. Nobody has ever had the situation. I don't think anybody has had the luxury to build the team around them the way LeBron has. And that's
Right.
at any time. So, um, overall, it's like you can't escape that. You cannot escape
Yeah.
that. He's done everything he could. He's talked to everybody he could. You know what I'm saying? Which is there's nothing wrong with that. But at the
We
end of the
got
day, it's
18
like
people in the building, man. Shout out to y'all.
shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's like I said,
Le-
sometimes now we got 20. But sometimes I think like I said, LeBron he kind of made it look easy to get to the finals, and maybe that plays some part of just being in the West. Cause I mean, I'm not the West. I'm sorry,
Being LeBron, man,
being
stop that.
LeBron in the East. Cause now it's like, I'm in the West and I'm getting swept. Well, I wouldn't say getting swept. Well, he has gotten swept in the Western Conference Finals, but I'm not looking like how I used to look, basically.
Right?
Which
Well, I
probably
mean,
could be,
yeah,
it could probably be a little bit of the teams better, being better. It could be I'm getting older. It might be a lot of things. Even like the stress on your body just because now you're playing better teams. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's something we don't know about maybe.
I honestly feel like it's a buildup of everything. Like, yo, LeBron's getting old. He's done everything he could. He probably is hurt. He probably is not 100%. He probably um does have problems with whatever was going on with the team, and you know what I'm saying. Just not having your way, so you probably gonna fall out. But I really feel like he's not hurt. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Not cutting off. He's not hurt, bro.
Well, they did say he got hurt that last game, so
Yeah, but Pat Bev definitely said, like, like when people say like they hurt, it's usually just like a get out of jail free card. Like he
so do you
lost, so because he
so you
lost,
do
you
you
gotta
do
say
you
he hurt.
believe he was really hurt, or that was just
No,
LeBron being LeBron?
LeBron is not gonna be 100%. So LeBron probably hasn't been
I mean,
100% since 2020.
I'm not gonna lie. In the playoffs, I don't think nobody 100%. Niggas been playing at least 60 to, cause that it's
I
very
get
rare a
that.
nigga play the whole season.
80 games, yeah, I feel that.
So a nigga done played about 60 games at least.
Bro, yeah, 60 games after being 40 years old. On top of that, bro, he's old, bro. His legs, I wouldn't be surprised if his legs are completely done. He's like this is like the first year it finally showed that LeBron's a human being, kind of, because it kind of felt like a sharp decline almost. A sharp decline where you can really notice, like, oh man, he ain't doing that like he used to. He ain't doing that like he used to.
Right, right, right. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like you said, our the ever we grew up on, it's
They
getting
walking
kind
out.
of yeah. It's not
They
looking
walking
good.
out.
I think Steph is the last of the Mohegans.
Yeah, Steph gonna be the last Mohican. It's crazy because this kind of is like the same feeling as like the Paul Pierce, Dirk, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Big ticket, where it's like these are the last line of like this generation to Kevin Garnett. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like we're in the same spot right now, and they should be taking over soon. They got to really impose their will to take over. That's why I feel like Ant is the sure answer
Yeah, I
for
think
like
I think
face of the
Ant is the
league.
face, man. I think he is the
Yeah,
face. I think even though I feel like he got to work on that PR a little bit. I don't know niggas might just be letting him be him, but far as just like I know he don't want to be the face of the league, but he he real Atlanta, man. I say that much.
Yeah, yeah,
Like to his down to his dialogue, the way he carry himself. I feel like if he was, if I feel like the fact that he don't want to be the face of the league, that's just how he gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I feel
right.
like if he wanted to be, he'll clean it up, as far as just his dialogue. And like we just in an era of like social media, so like that victory lap they kind of showed that I feel like that was good for personality wise, but if we wasn't in the era of social media, that clip wouldn't even never hit the internet.
Yeah, but
You
I
know what I'm
don't want to I
saying?
don't want to take that away though. Just because they didn't have social media during Michael Jordan's era does not mean that his presence was any less felt. It was just they had to get it in different you know what I'm saying, in other places. Just because it's not brought to you through the
I
internet,
mean,
you know what I'm saying?
just me being a fan, like I might have preferred to see what Michael Jordan do in his day to day life. You know, because I couldn't see that obviously because it wasn't social media era, but I probably wouldn't mind seeing that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I feel like Michael Jackson wouldn't have been Michael
Michael
Jackson if you
Jordan,
could.
Michael Jordan,
No,
Michael Jordan.
no. I understand. I'm saying Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Michael
oh, okay,
Jackson
okay.
wouldn't have been Michael Jackson had you see him every single day. Would make Michael Jackson and Prince and make the huger celebrities pop is that they pop out when they want to, and when they do, they still garner that attention. Like I don't feel that way, regardless of social media or not. I feel like Michael Jackson made people pass out because you ain't see him. So when you did see him, it was like, is this real? And then you see everything. It's just like everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it go both ways because
Yeah.
some people do like even just being a celebrity, a part of a celebrity. And I hate to compare it to this because it's kind of crazy to say, but that was kind of the reason OnlyFans was created to see what your whatever whoever you like on a
Mm-hmm.
day to day, and then you know that obviously they turned it into like porn and whatever the
Whatever.
case may
Mm-hmm.
be. But that was the original reason OnlyFans was created because it was so you were able to see what your favorite artist is doing in his day to day life.
Yeah, and I think it pushed the women because that's
But
what we're
I
focusing
feel
on.
like what you saying only works on it doesn't favor a well known person because like somebody like let me give you an example. Somebody like somebody like Tatum. He might need that. Like you know he might need some social media day to day to for us to make
To get his
him.
following. I get that.
Yeah, because like right now he's just Tim Duncan is she's boring.
But you
We
prove my
don't know
point.
too much about him. I mean, and it's nothing wrong with that because you definitely want to you know what I'm saying be a positive role
Figure.
model
Yeah.
in the basketball community. Like he's a typical guy. He you know you see his son on the court a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's married to a popular singer.
Mm-hmm.
But like but I don't know if it would work in his favor because what if Jason Tatum actually acts how he acts outside of the world in the inside world like oh man this nigga just you know we start
He just
seeing
is
his
that
day to
way.
day life and just like oh this nigga really is corny.
Okay, well that's even more reason. I feel like the difference between like Tim Duncan, who was still like very relevant in the time, compared to like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson doesn't need social media to be Mike Tyson. Mike
Right.
Tyson was so electric. He was just Mike Tyson. I'm sure if he had social media back then, he would have been even crazier. But he was still Mike Tyson though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you don't
Yeah.
need. I felt like it. Like it's like a certain echelon where you don't have to be in people's faces every day, but when they see you, I feel like it's like Beyonce. Like right now, when she don't go on tour, when she hide away for months at a time, it's like Beyonce. Then when Beyonce chooses to pop out, it's like everybody pop out because it's Beyonce. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And I feel
It's,
like Jason Tatum, you're gonna need people to pop. Like you have to tap into people to pop out for you. He hasn't gotten to the echelon where it's like, nah, we are dedicated. We're gonna be out here by the droves. And it's not like, you know what I'm saying, Boston droves. I mean like world, like the global droves, like how people do for LeBron, for Steph. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he hasn't got to that point yet. Just popular.
Yeah, man. So Tatum, he just I don't know. I
No,
guess he just gonna be what it's gonna be. It's really no. You know what I'm saying?
He had a chance though. He really had a chance to capitalize with
I
with
feel like
the
what messed him
championship.
up was too when he won that ring. It was too. It normally like normally when you do stuff like that, you trying to basically
Get a moment.
that too, but you're in a sense you're trying to like big up your how could I say this? You trying to basically pay homage.
Right.
But it just looked corny trying to copy Kevin Garnett.
The Kevin Gart
I feel like
man.
if he would have did it the second time around, maybe. I feel like the first time you should have did your own thing. Cause
Yeah,
there,
he had to do his own
I don't feel
moves.
like they rode. I don't feel like they rode to the finals that year. Was like we wasn't looking at it like oh it's difficultiness. Like it didn't have the storyline that when Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And part of that is not his fault because they did basically draft that team. And he became, you know what I'm saying, that they built the team with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen situation, they just wasn't winning. And then it was like this big trade. So now the team you on is highlighted. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like
Right.
maybe he should have just did his own thing for that one time. Then if they won it again, then all right, I'm gonna pay homage the second time.
Yeah, the anything is possible, the we made it, the look of surprise is like I think we already saw that one. Like for
Yeah.
me, I feel like that's the difference between Tatum and Ant. In a moment like that, when Ant wins a chip, Ant's gonna have a unique superstar moment.
I feel like his gonna be more glorified just for the simple fact he's in the West. So he done ran through Denver last year. I feel like that kind of built his profile. He just beat LeBron and Luca.
Yeah,
Um,
he took KD out
if
too.
if somehow the Warriors can go to and he eliminates Steph, that's
Oh,
big. You know what I'm saying? But
ah
why you don't think the Rockets get that same praise if they get it done tonight?
because they don't because they haven't been here recently.
Right.
Because you know what I'm saying. Like this is why I was saying earlier in the playoffs. I love about the playoffs right now. You getting to see different faces. It's different teams in there, so the matchups is different. Like nobody expected Rockets to be in there. You don't have nobody, but the rookies, the young niggas, really provided the push for them to make it this year. So you give them like, all right, I give you that. Y'all made it here, but like at the end of the
I
day,
can't necessarily Rockets don't have nobody. It's just not the high profile people.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Because
they're a team built up of draft
Van
picks.
Fleet is definitely a champion. Like he was big in that finals against the Warriors. Like people don't kind of sweep that under the rug, but Van Fleet was balling when they won that ring when they played the Warriors. He was definitely balling, especially game 6. Like it's crazy because the shot, the buzzer shot, it get overshadowed by Kawhi, but Van Fleet was definitely balling in that series. Well, I'm tripping because that was the Sixers shot, but Van Fleet was big in that playoffs. That whole playoffs run, he was big.
He
Pause
was.
necessary.
He did come up when the time called for it, but I feel like
Right.
that's like like a Deladova moment.
Right. Right.
It
Yeah.
kind of put his name on him. Like, all
And
right, this what you do.
Kyle Lowry was big too. And a lot of people don't
Yeah,
put
Danny
respect
Green.
on his name. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is like I think Warriors get it done tonight. I don't know though, man.
The Warriors get it done tonight. Jimmy needs to play.
Yeah, he got to be playoff Jimmy.
I mean, he don't even got to be playoff Jimmy, but Jimmy has to be there to like give a little bit of less pressure on Steph. Jimmy being on the
Right.
court helps Steph run around and might take away a double team. You know what I'm saying? For him to get them shots that he like, which is going to open up our offense. You know what I'm saying? We just need to
And it's
have Jimmy
crazy
out there.
because both whoever advances, Denver's coming off a game 7 too. So it's like they've been playing the same amount of games. So it's just gonna be come down to who's fresh, maybe a little bit more experience. I feel like Jokic knows how to like he know how to coast through the game. Like you know what I'm saying. I mean, he always looked like a janitor, a sluggish
Yeah,
janitor. But I don't think he's like. I haven't seen him tired. I feel like he knows the balance where I turn up right here,
Right here, yeah.
I turn up right here, I turn down a little bit right here. You know what I'm saying?
He's a
So
liability though.
Jokic,
He's a liability because like he doesn't like for being the star. You would hope that like he would have more like drive to him. The way
right,
he kind of looks like no, I will play at this pace, and y'all gonna play at my pace.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have like
But
no.
the fact that he has the ball majority of the time, I feel like everybody playing his game too. Because
I agree with that. He was
obviously, if you got
24.
the ball, you can slow the game down.
Yeah, and also I agree with him having the ball because he has high IQ, high court vision.
Right. So I just feel like he slowed the game down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit to his comfort. You know what I'm saying? Where he don't get tired. You know what I'm saying? So
He looks sluggish out there running, like he ain't even trying for real.
I got Warriors tonight, man.
That's a respectable thing to do. Gotta have some
Yeah.
respect.
But ooh, it's gonna be hard because I feel like the better matchup is Rockets and Denver for just like who they got. Because Rockets lengthy, they young. Sort of with Denver, I feel like the small ball. If you're not making your shots, the small ball ain't really working. You know what I'm saying? So I think matchup wise, is Denver and Rockets is a better series, but we all want to see Denver and Warriors.
Yeah, cause I mean, look, like we said, for everybody to be walking out soon, this is the
Right.
time to really see, like, all right, who's
Because
gonna
you got
have
to
that?
think Aaron Gordon's lengthy.
He
You
got a
got
team.
Jokic. You got Porter. Russell's six
You got
four.
Westbrook. Westbrook is a length for a point
Yeah.
guard.
And even Murray's not a small guy.
Yeah,
Pause necessary.
yeah.
So like I said, series I feel like matchup wise, definitely and Denver is the better matchup. Just players, but we don't want to see that. We
Don't
want to
want to
see
see that. You
Warriors.
want to see the Warriors.
But that's the thing about the Warriors. If they shots not falling with that small ball, it doesn't work.
Doesn't. Yeah, exactly. You have to make your shots. Now, this is the way I feel about the Rockets is the same way I feel about the Timberwolves if they weren't to make it. Like even if y'all don't go super far, the fact that y'all made it here is a testament to y'all season and a building point. So like I wouldn't even be mad if the Rockets lost. Like you don't like you're playing Stephen Curry and y'all haven't been here. So just give yourself some grace. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah,
Right.
the loss gonna be difficult to deal with the loss, like we lost, but not when you're playing Steph. Like if y'all don't even know what this is like, don't even be upset. Don't even be upset. We'll get here next
Yeah.
year.
Shout out to the Rockets coach, man. He definitely how could I say this?
He
He
gave him a
definitely
chance.
Yeah, they gave him a chance. He definitely I wouldn't say he out the doghouse, but nigga, you cheated on Nia Long, nigga. That's everybody super. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? That's
Adoka.
everybody.
Yeah, hey,
Like, come on, bro. You don't do that.
hey, no,
But I
I'm.
always say,
He wasn't in no doghouse.
you don't think so?
He was not in no
For
doghouse for that.
cheating on Nia Long, you don't think he was in the doghouse, bro?
Young black kings. We can have anyone we want. That's just my opinion.
Oh man. But I always say this, man. For every girl that's out here that we idolize, is she's always annoying to somebody.
Somebody, yeah,
So there's no telling. She cool to us in the public eye, but ain't no telling, man. The prettiest girls be the most annoyingest ones. We all know this.
yeah. And also, when you get to that level of success, the bougier you act, man, you can have it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she is Nia Long. Ain't nobody gonna take away her stature in the game. She is who she is. That nigga was probably
So
like,
you
man,
basically
I'm tired
saying
of this.
you never felt like he was in the doghouse. He just needed another chance.
He needed another chance, yeah. Because
So
number
is it safe
one,
to say?
he was
Is it
great in
safe to
Boston.
say? Is it safe to say now that we see Boston being Boston still, he wasn't really needed because they were just gonna be good regardless?
Nah, I feel like he's a part of their upbringing. Like that's like saying like the Warriors are no good for having Mark Jackson. When it's like Mark Jackson was a big part of putting that team together. They just needed the Steve Kerr playbook to get them to where they've been. But the personnel is all Mark Jackson.
Right, right,
That's
right.
Mark Jackson's team. It's just that you know what I'm saying.
You know
Steve
what
Kerr
that
came
you
with the
know
playbook.
the coach right now, he reminds me of like when Steve Kerr had like the 2016 Warriors. Like, they don't need no coaching. You really just taking up space because
You don't need it.
Kevin Durant and them 2016 Warriors, like they didn't need no
They don't need
coaching,
it.
bro.
Yeah, they don't. That's a
Boston don't
fact.
need no coaching. They just, you know what I'm saying? They just
Boston
good
do
enough.
need
They
coaching,
good.
man. Cause JT, I feel like JB would be more of like to me the on court general. I feel like
Right.
JT probably don't talk as much. He doesn't seem very vocal. Like he never seemed vocal to me. I feel like it's it's JT's team, but really it's JB's world. That's how I feel about that shit. That is it's Jalen Brown world. Because the
Right.
moment he leave, I doubt Boston had a success. I doubt it.
Right.
JB is only good with JT. Right as of right now, like I would not say that the success of Boston is based off of a singular person. That's not.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they need both
So
of them.
last topic, man. Reports came out about Tyler Hero. I don't know how to say his last name. He got that
Hero.
crazy. No, not Tyler Herbert. I don't know the nigga name, man.
Oh, Halliburton.
Yeah, Halliburton. Yeah, my fault. Uh,
Tyrese.
basically
Tyler.
after the Giannis situation, they basically saying they banned him from games until further notice. Do you feel like that was a little too excessive? I feel like, man, come on, man.
No, no.
What?
What did his son say? Is
He
he the
his son
NBA player or
basically
is his son
said
the
his
NBA
son
player?
Tyler basically said
You
he
doing too
don't agree
much.
with his actions. I don't know about just banning him to further notice though.
That don't mean further notice could be the rest of the playoffs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but also so
For
you feel like that one incident was enough to
yeah, Giannis is
why?
a
Why though?
because Giannis is a big figment in the league. So imagine is the Pacers gonna keep playing everybody, and as they keep eliminating people, Tyler Halliburton's dad is gonna be in the top dog's face. You can't have that.
Right.
You cannot have that.
What's wrong
Like
with a warning though? Like, yo, just chill out. Even though I feel like your son been winning, not winning a lot, but he's been in the NBA long enough. You don't do that.
yeah, but also you have to figure out what fueled that was that the NBA deemed Halliburton overrated. That's why he didn't just like, nah, I don't like you niggas. It's like, nah, y'all said my son was very overrated, and he stomped you. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm just being ignorant on the court. Nah, he's like, nah, y'all said my man's was not good, was irrelevant, and look at what he did. He really
Right.
bigged up his son, but honestly, it's like your parents can easily mess up your opportunities by, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff like that. That's
Right.
fair. So I mean, further notice to me sounds like playoffs. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a forever thing. But that conversation will be a thing at the end of the season. Tyler Halliburton and how he felt about the NBA deeming him overrated will be a conversation at the end of the season. A warning, shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want. I think it's a little excessive though. That's just me. But I from the dialogue, it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of cursing. So maybe you do need because like what's the NBA one thing they hate is like bad reputations.
Bad
Like
rap, yeah, bad
they
publicity and stuff.
basically they don't even let you put on a shirt or a different type of color mask. Like they really is strict with just trying to be professional as possible.
Yep.
So I agree in that, but just for me, it's like I'm 50-50 because like in a sense he does know better. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you don't do that, but
Was it
it's
that
hard.
serious?
It's hard because it's like emotions running high. It's like you win a battle, you be like, hey, I'm better than this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's
Right.
like,
For sure gonna pop it. You for sure gonna pop it.
yeah, it's like I get what Giannis saying, like be humble, appreciate you. You know, y'all won, y'all didn't, but it's like, can you let me ask you this. Do you think that plays in the factor that Indiana never won nothing for real? So that's like you gotta think these YNs, bro. These not no, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It
Tyler, they
it
all
like
YNs for real.
they never really made it to, well, they made it this far before, but but like for their trajectory for this year, they haven't had this trajectory in a long time. It's been a long time since anybody
Right.
deemed the Pacers like playoff ready.
So I mean, to my knowledge, it was what Paul George and Danny
Boy,
Granger.
that
You
was a
know what I'm
long
saying?
time ago. Oh yeah, when Paul George snapped his leg that that
Ooh, that was
Olympic,
nasty.
oh my gosh. Yep. Yep.
That was nasty.
Ever since then he ain't been the same. He hasn't played like playoff P. I'll say
That was
that.
nasty work.
That was
I remember that thing.
nasty.
That thing was hanging out.
That
Pause
was
necessary.
nasty. Hey, I'm talking about a devastating looking injury. It looked like this nigga career over with, bro. Shout out to him
Yeah.
for battling back off of that because that
So
was
they
crucial.
they haven't really been relevant since then, honestly.
Since then, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like this might be a real big push for them. Now remember, bro, you got a legendary owner. You're a legendary owner, Larry Bird. You're not playing around.
Right.
What? We came here to win. And I'm sure that Larry's not mad about Halliburton being like, nah, Dad, you need to sit this one out because we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. It's not going to make me look bad. I don't think that Larry Bird is having any problems with that. Hey, Halliburton, you need to tell your dad you need to chill
This is
out.
the real test for me, as far as them though, because one thing I could say about and like I said, unfortunate injuries are a part of the game. So Giannis probably playing hurt.
Everybody.
We know Dame was playing hurt.
Yep.
Kuzma was probably hurt. Whoever else was hurt. Um, this is gonna be the real test as far as these next two matchups because Cleveland play defense, and we know how
Yep.
this go, bro. You can only score but so many more points than the opposite team before defense start playing a factor.
Right.
Like you're not going to be able to score 120 every game if you playing the defense, and then you're gonna have to crunch down and maybe get some clutch shots. But you can't keep like football too. You can't keep outscoring everybody. It don't work like that.
And that's one thing the Pacers will do. They will put points up in bunches.
Right. But you facing defensive teams now, so you can't you defense really wins championships. You can't just outscore everybody. I think the only time that really worked was with the Warriors with that little KD thing. Like they didn't really play no defense. You know what
Who
I'm saying?
did?
But
Who didn't?
who?
Was Sean Livingston not on them teams? Was Andre
Oh my
Iguodala not on them
goodness, one
teams?
person.
What? Was Klay Thompson not on them teams? What?
A couple. I feel like they ain't even had to play for real. They was just,
What?
bro. They wasn't even warming up. Like we not doing that, bro.
Bruh, I feel like the whole point of why they won, why they had the conversation was because they had real defenders. You got like Draymond is a real defender. Klay Thompson was a legit defender. Andre Iguodala might be one of the best like perimeter defenders of all time.
Right.
They definitely had pieces. I get what you're saying though. I'm just excited for where basketball's at right now. It's a lot of conversations, especially for like who's going to be the next face. Because I mean, honestly, with stuff like this, Halliburton in, inserts himself in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? You could
We got
say,
Keno back.
yo, yo,
Are you done?
Yeah.
how was that break,
Hey,
bro?
listen. What just happened deserves an entire another episode. So we're gonna just we're gonna stick to this face of the league right now because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Hey man, we got nothing but time, man. Some of these shows been 2 hours
Two,
lately.
right,
For
right.
real.
We got 22 people in the building, man. Shout out to y'all,
Y'all
man.
gonna get this
Yeah,
podcast. Shout out to y'all.
yeah, yeah. Definitely ain't gonna get no break today, but y'all gonna get this podcast.
Man.
Hey, I meant to tell y'all, man. We got to do an episode on the entitlement of women, man. We got to
Hey,
do it,
that's
bro.
actually that can't be an episode. That gotta be a series.
A series,
Yeah,
yeah. A
Yeah,
hundred women versus accountability, 100 episodes. It'll never be
yeah,
over.
yeah, man. Because
man.
it's getting out of hand.
Man, what?
It's was it ever in hand?
Yeah, that no, it was in hand. It was in hand. It was in hand back in the day when we're not gonna get into that. We're
Man,
not gonna get
listen,
into that. Shout out to the
I'm
women,
not.
man.
Yeah, shout out to the women. Can't live with them.
Can't live
Can't live
without
without
them.
him, man.
God dang.
I'm
Shout
not.
out to
I'm at a
Judy.
point, man. I actually can live without him, bro.
I'm not at that point. I'm not at that point yet.
Like I enjoy living by myself, bro.
No, I get that. Yeah, the
Yeah. I'm
space,
like,
little piece.
yeah. I can't live without him, bro. Trust me.
I feel like it's like at a point that it's like divided. Like, all right, I'm at 60%. I could deal with her. Once you get to 20%, it'd be like, all right, bro, I'm out. Can't do
And
it.
they just never understand the importance of just being quiet. Like I feel like that's very underrated, bro.
I feel like it's underrated that women don't understand that like not talking is a form of communication.
Right.
Like women just want to
It's
be heard sometimes. It'd be like I don't even
the
want to talk.
it's the lack of restraint. That's one thing that's not taught. Lack of restraint. You know how um, like when you're talking to another man, right? Another guy. There's certain lines you not gonna cross. There's certain boundaries that you going even if you don't know why, you're gonna tread carefully on certain things, and
Right.
it's just built into you that okay, X, Y, and Z could lead to X, Y, and Z, and I'm not in the mood for that, or I ain't, that ain't nothing that I need to be doing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's almost uh, like
It's like prison,
preemptive.
man.
But with them, it's like to a certain degree, I feel like there's not enough people teaching. These are the grandmothers, the mothers, especially as we get into these newer generations. Nobody, they're not teaching them restraint. More that you know what you can say versus what is said versus what isn't said can sometimes be the difference in you actually having an upper hand in a conversation or you just looking foolish. But sometimes they'll just go off and keep going and keep going and keep going. Half of stuff not making sense. The other half of it they would have understood better if they had just took a second, take a breather, and
Right.
listen.
Hmm.
But there's no one teaching these restraints anymore. Then there's no one saying, "Hey, everything doesn't require a reaction. Sometimes you just take a second. Taking 2 seconds to think about what you just heard rather than to react to what you think you just heard. Oh, that can
Hmm.
change so much.
Right.
But who's around to teach that?
Man. Well, I mean, shit, you can't teach that at 15, 16. Come on, man.
No,
Let's be
why
real
not?
I'm
now.
not gonna lie though,
Why
just
not?
to play devil's advocate, I would say though, just with everything you're saying, I think it's per person because I've
Oh,
dealt with
absolutely.
I've dealt with some women who get it and some just don't. It's
Don't.
just that
Yeah.
But
simple.
the and no, you're
Some
right
don't
because
want to
the
get
thing
it.
is right, and the thing is for and I can't prove the statistic, but honestly, it seems like for every one that gets it, there are 5 to 10
Who
that
don't?
don't or
Yeah,
don't
that
want to
don't. I agree.
because
Agreed.
it's not all because if
And
you
you know,
if you
and you
look
know what's so
if you sit there
crazy
and go,
about the woman that gets it, and this is gonna sound crazy. We
they ain't gonna
normally
tell it.
don't we normally don't like the one that gets it.
Well, you know what?
That's the sad
I'm gonna
part.
take that. I'm gonna take that and spin it a little bit. I feel like we may even on that note, sometimes we can't even tell which ones that know it because it's not like they got a sign around their neck saying, "Hey, I know this,"
Right.
but then they still dress and or look and or hang out with the ones that don't. So you
Which
telling me out of a pack of 100 gorillas, we supposed to figure out which one is Curious George while they running at us?
they
Like,
flocking, yeah. Yeah, they
like
all
I'm supposed
gorillas.
to like they all just charging knuckles to ground, and I'm supposed to sit here and figure out okay, out of that 100, that one right there on the left with the little crazy little walk, yeah,
It's
that's the one
common
that
sense.
ain't gonna hurt me. Like, no, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I personally feel like it's a split on if we want to point fingers, it's a split. It's a split on upbringings, whether that be parents, grandparents, or whoever did not bridge that gap to let these young ladies as they growing up know these things, and the dudes that just are just ruthless out here sometimes. Like it's like okay, they don't have that they don't have that upbringing to let them know. And then the dudes that the dudes, a lot of these newer dudes, you know what I'm saying, they ain't real men anyway. They just boys, they just male. So they just running around with the with a bad mentality, with bad mannerism. All it is, what I'm saying. You know how they used to say, one apple spoils the barrel.
Yeah.
Nah, right? This day and age, the barrel was rotten. They didn't even change the wood. They just
I
throwing new apples in there, like, yo, yeah, y'all be good.
I agree with that. I think it's an ego thing where it's like people have gotten so conditioned to be like, and especially like you said, like the one with the ugly walk who got that limp eye. You looking at her like, dang, you the one who get it? Yeah, because the one who's a 10, she don't gotta get it
Well, how you think she
because
got
there
that
is
lip eye?
somebody.
She
No, no, no,
got it
no.
and then
You
caught one. Some dude was like, "Oh, you smart, huh?"
Oh, you smart. Yeah, you gotta get her, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like,
But
yeah,
those be the keepers.
it be the ego of it where it's like, nah, I'm too pretty to listen to that, or I'm too pretty to ask you to
Right.
do that. It'd be like, I
Dog,
don't know what you're talking about.
look,
Listen or
I
don't.
guarantee you, you can if you surveyed 100 men, at least 80% or better would probably agree with the fact that the better they look, the more the issues.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
like you
ego.
were conditioned. It's like you were conditioned to believe that because you look a certain way, certain things don't
Don't apply
apply
to
to you.
you. Yeah,
Like
like you don't
like
have to
oh
deal with certain stuff.
you got no waist and you got a big old peach. Oh, young black things. Um,
Young black kings,
you
battle
know, yeah,
on it.
that's, yeah, you got one of them.
Yeah, you got
And,
one of
and,
them.
and so because you got one of them and your waist is basically invisible, that means you could talk to me any kind of way. That means
Yep.
what I'm saying, like, oh. But then those be the same ones that when they run across somebody that puts them in their place, I'm like, hey, I'm not standing for that. They be the main ones. What you hear? Oh, he's sassy, or he don't like,
Yeah.
oh, he gay because he don't like. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, he don't like you. He don't like what you're bringing to the table. He don't like the kind of way you were brought up. He don't like the mannerisms that you think are acceptable. And you don't want to
Facts,
listen. You don't want that correction. So when he moves around, now you have to find a flaw in him because, Lord forbid, there's a flaw in you, Miss Perfect.
man. Preach, preach,
Don't
Kino.
make me go get look. Don't make me go get my good robe on this evening.
Man, I think that's a real thing too. Like, and I don't want to sound like degrading or nothing, but like once you deal with the woman who like kind of understands like this is my position, I think everything's fine. I really don't like when it's like because a lot of women out here be niggas for real. A lot
No
of women
fact,
out here they be niggas like no, you're
and
gonna
they
do
want
what
to
I
be.
said, and it'd be like,
Hey, you
who
know
are
what's so
you?
crazy? I know exactly what you mean by that, and you ain't even gotta say much. Like,
Think about the ones, even the ones
yeah,
that call themselves grown or whatever the case may be. Think about the ones that say, well, in order to be submissive, somebody got to put me in my soft. Imagine going to a job and they say, yeah, we'll pay you this much, and you like, well, I need you to pay me this much. Well, you ain't showed us that you can do the work that requires. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, bro.
Once you pay me $30 an
I
hour, I'm
agree.
gonna show you what $30 an hour looks like.
Yeah, I
That's
agree with
crazy.
that because I see a lot of women also, and it just I get caught up in it too, where it's like we gotta take accountability as men too. You
Oh
kind
yeah,
of don't show your real self until you feel like it's a certain point, and I sometimes I don't agree with that because in order for me to want to marry you or be with you, you have to show me what the relationship you looks like. And I feel like a lot
mm,
of times as people, we always say, well, I'm not going to show you that side until this mark. But I feel like if
right.
you interested in me, that's something
You
you need to
should. That
show
should
me.
right.
be something from jump. Facts.
Yeah,
Now,
because like, go ahead.
now, here's the kicker about that. The real reason that happens because when I tell you everyone does it, I mean like 98% of the population of the world, men and women, do it. Think about when you first go on a date with somebody. You're not going to hear the worst things about you. Let's say you go out with Rebecca, right? And let's say y'all having a good time, y'all dancing at the little bar, whatever. She cute, you doing your thing. You know, Rebecca finna go back home to three screaming kids, four unpaid light bills, more a rent that's behind. You don't know
Right,
all that. You don't know how she reacts to that. So you don't.
right.
It's hard to get that. Like you said, it's hard to get the real version of a person when you're late dating because one, everybody wants to look like an optimum.
The
I hate to use the term
representative.
prize, but you
Yeah,
Yeah.
want to you want to
everybody
make
like kind of on the defense before it's even time to play offense.
right. And the thing is, and I can speak on on my personal life, because I knew that at an early age. I said I'm willing to be the scapegoat, and I come in letting people know exactly who they're dealing with out the gate. Because the thing
Right.
is, when do people feel comfortable with opening up to you? When you provide a
Yeah.
space that feels comfortable, and what's the easiest way to provide a space? lead by example. Now that don't always work, but
It
that is the
doesn't.
Right.
but if you think about it long term wise, it actually does work. But some people
Right.
are make it harder for you to get there. Like you can
Right.
come in and be like, "Hey, listen, this is exactly who I am. This is exactly what I'm about." You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're not gonna be
But
like,
that
"Well,
that I mean I get it because that's not easy. So I could just use
oh yeah,
me as an example. Like I feel like respectfully, y'all got kids, so and y'all not with the people y'all have kids with. So that
Facts.
definitely comes with something.
shout out to my son and mama."
With me, it's like I really don't have no baggage. I don't have no kids. I live by myself. I pretty much got the ideal situation if you're trying to be with somebody. So
Mhm.
it is kind of hard to be upfront sometimes because, like you said, people don't. I don't know how you're gonna take it. Like, yeah, you see me living by myself, or you see I got these kids, and it's just like that's something you should definitely tell me from the get
From
go,
jump, yeah.
so I can see. Because a lot of
Choose.
times people think that, like, I'm just using me. Like, people think because I live by myself that I want to have company, or I'm always free, so I want to do something. That's not
Hmm.
always the case. You know what I'm saying? Just because I
Right.
have an extra room in my house,
Does
don't
not
mean I
mean that
want
you
a
want somebody
roommate.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, like so it's like I feel like me personally, I don't come with a lot of baggage. 'Cause I don't have no kids, nothing. But certain things you do have to let be known up front, and I feel like kids is definitely one. And how you living, like I feel like that's a part of it too, man. Because I want to know what I'm dealing with. Like you said, I don't want to. I'm not. I don't want to be the oh I'm saving you person. I don't want to be that. Especially and like how many times do we meet somebody and the first thing they do is, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this?
See,
That's
here
a
we
turn
go.
off.
There you go. But that's the point right there. See, it's the point of like men get to a point where you know that if you tell a woman the honest truth, there will be a moment in time she will use it against you. I feel
Right.
like men have a thing of being like we're reserving this information until a certain time. Women don't do that. Women will flat out say if you want to talk to me, you got to pay $1,000 deposit that to
Right.
hang out with me. Like women say flat out all the dumb stuff that they want, and they be like, us as men, we haven't set the standard universally because there is P. There's a lot of ism who will be like,
And
nah, you
let's
going
just
good
let's
or
just
don't be
call
around.
a spade, man. At the end of the day, all men want the same thing. So it's like what we want is kind of free. And then it's
Right.
like for them, they feel like that's the prize, whatever. But it's like you don't even want to do that to your best of ability. So why would I even come out my pocket and start doing other things?
Boy, when I tell you that is one of the worst things I hate. Women put so much pride into their hot pocket.
Right.
Your hot pocket, you're not even doing nothing. You
Right, right.
literally sit there and just make noise. Shut up about how much you do. You don't do nothing.
Right.
You just sit here and receive all damn day. Oh my gosh. Shout out
Yeah.
to the ones who fight back. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, I'm not
Ah,
I'm not big on like the yeah,
heck,
to me
man.
that's not but let me say this too. We all okay, so like the expenses of a man and the expenses of a female, it does have a balance. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you like this. So like say for instance, our shoes cost more, but their hair costs more. Their clothes cost less. Our clothes cost more. So it is a balance, and I feel like women try to like itemize the things that cost more. I'm like, in reality, it doesn't cost more because we all paying for different things in a different way. So it's like a shirt, you can get a shirt, a woman's shirt probably like $10. They could put a nice little outfit together for $20. We can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. No.
But
Unless you're wearing a Target outfit.
our
But
haircuts and stuff only $20, but their hair costs 200. But my shoes cost 200 while yours cost 70.
right.
So
Shoot,
it's
her
like
her Jones cost 15 off of Zara. Stop lying.
yes, see, like yeah, certain slippers, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, they
heels,
be wearing
not a
slippers
lot
for
of stuff.
heels,
So
$8 heels off of Shein. What?
and
Wish
then
I
I
could
hate
buy
the whole argument
$8
like
J's.
if you can't help me, I could do it alone. I'm like, but you're supposed to prioritize your responsibilities
Your
alone.
own. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Universally, we haven't gotten to the point of being like, who's allowing that? But of course, it's the rich nigga who allows it. When it's like, yeah, you're
Right.
super pretty. You don't have to do nothing but just be pretty, and I'll pay your bills. Now
Right.
women feel like, oh, okay, it costs $75 for me to put this makeup on. I look so pretty because I spent $80 on makeup that I can just demand that you pay my bills, and I have no responsibilities in
Now,
life.
because I got to play, I play devil's advocate. One thing I do notice as men, what we do is we don't help the go getters. We help the ones that feel like they need us, and that's really big because
It's an ego thing.
yeah, because
Cause you
I'm
do,
at a
do
point in
you
my
need
life
me?
I want to
Mm.
help somebody that I know is gonna make more money, not to stroke my ego and say, "Oh, I helped you."
Right.
And I think a lot of times what we do wrong is like we help the people that we they actually need it, and not basically helping somebody that can further a business make us more money.
I get what you're saying because the help seems like what I'm saying you have to be here for whatever access or resource that I can afford you. But
Now I don't know like what your beliefs is, but I'm one of them people like I'm not a big 100% guy. Like if you hold on, keynote came back.
Man, the
I'm
universe
not
heard me
I'm not
talking.
a me personally like I'm not 100% guy. Like I'm not paying for everything. This is me personally.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how other people live, but for me, if especially if I could already do it alone, it makes no sense for me to like just imagine this is how they think too. Like we supposed to pay basically if I'm paying 100% at my house, why am I gonna pay 200%?
100% at,
That
at
makes
your
no
house. Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
I could just do it with bad ball by myself. Like like it literally makes no sense. So
That's
like
why
for
girls turn
me,
into strippers,
a
man.
lot of people feel like, oh, as a man, you should do 100%. I mean, I don't agree with that because at the end of the day, if they're not paying for nothing, and then you still don't have no money, where your money going if I'm paying for everything?
Well, let me interject on that. The only way I personally see that that would be beneficial to a man to pay 100% of everything in a situation like that is if he has a fiance or wife. You guys have one household, and you are the unequivocal leader, meaning there's no second guessing, there's no questioning, and nothing like that. And you're not
Right.
working, so you're taking care of everything else that doesn't
But I don't
include
want my girl to not
expenditure.
work. Go work.
Yeah,
Well,
Go
I'm
get
about to
some
say,
well, no,
money.
no, no,
hold
no.
on.
Oh, no, no, hold on, hold on. That's that's you. It's your views. What I'm saying that there's a lot of people that out here who do have households like that where the woman doesn't work because the man's income is enough to sustain the household fully. But because of that, the trade off is that she makes sure all the intangibles are. This is now. Don't get me wrong. It's a handful, but these are the women who get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, preparing lunches for both children if they're there, and for the man for him, for his lunch or whatever the case may be. This is the woman who cleans the
Okay,
house
but I
top to
feel like
bottom.
I
Who
feel
could?
like I feel like what you're saying is situational. If
Right? No, no. I'm
let
saying
me
that.
just say this. Let me
Right.
say this, right? If me and my girl, we don't have no kids and nothing going on, you need to go to work. Now, if we got
Yeah,
a kid and we don't feel comfortable with him being in daycare till he can talk and stuff like that, then yeah, stay home. But if we both don't got no kids and we got a daycare, we got a babysitter, nah. What why am I what for what?
yeah,
Well, no, no. Facts. And like I said, that is like I said, it's situational. So you're
Right.
speaking on your own personal preferences. I'm just opening up the view for the households out there that actually do have that type of dynamic.
Right.
So I'm kind
That's
of
understandable. Like,
yeah.
oh, you just had a newborn baby. I don't want my kid around nobody till he start talking. I'm gonna take care of the bills to it. Maybe he get 4 or 5. He able to say no or yes, or he hit me or whatever the case may be.
that makes sense. Yeah, but in general, to just date a woman and be like, I'm going to 100% take care of you is absolutely out of line.
Yeah.
Absolutely out of line. I don't care who this woman is. From day one, you want to pay 100% for it? Like, unless she's my wife,
You
I'll
know
pay a
what? You know
hundred.
what? You know
I'll
what?
pay
Cat,
eighty
cat. You
percent.
know what? I think. You know what I think messed that up though. What the woman does in receiving that 100%. I feel like if every man did 100%. and they feel like they was getting everything they need out of their spouse with that 100%, it won't be no problem because think about it
Mhm.
like this: if I'm giving my woman 100%, every time I come home is cooked, clean, dishes clean, my food ready. You don't got no problem
Bad
giving me pussy.
friend,
Yeah,
back
you
rub,
don't.
foot rub.
Yeah, you don't got no problem giving me no pussy, no head when I want some. Then it would be
Even when
that'd
you're
be
not
the
thinking about
ideal.
it.
That'd be the ideal situation. But the problem is with that 100%, you lazy. You don't
Yeah,
want to do
it's
stuff.
still not enough.
Yeah,
It's still not
exactly,
enough. I pay all your
exactly.
bills. You
Because
come
if I
home.
pay for everything, your hair and everything, you gonna be tripping off of why I ain't talking to you after I worked a 12-hour shift. I'm tired. That's why I ain't talking.
Now
It's
that
always
right there,
something, bro.
that right there. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a handful of women that, in that exact scenario you just stated, would still handle it just right because they know. And I hate to put it like this, but a large portion of them are not in our skin tone, and it's because they weren't
Oh,
raised like that.
oh
I hate to
God,
put it like that,
what
but
are you about to say?
Hey, look, I'm gonna be the bishop right now. I'm gonna be the bishop,
Oh
but
snap!
and I don't mean this to be derogatory toward our black queens, but honestly, they are not raised like that anymore. Those values are not being instilled. Even if that, think about it, because when we talk about way back in the day, how you know what I'm saying, there was men in the household who were plumbers, master electricians, you know what I'm saying, tradesmen, bricklayers. These men making enough money to uphold a household or two. Now look at the women that they were married to. Always had hot meals. These were the women who could cook anything from scratch. They wouldn't get stuff out of a can unless they have no other way. These are women who you go to that house any time of day or night. There's If you find a piece of dust, she's probably on her way to grab it before it hit the ground. Those are things that aren't taught anymore. Now it's well, I pick this up later, or I do this later, or it's my place, so it don't matter. How many times have you went over a young lady's crib and you look around, you like, dang, it could use a mop or a sweep or a wipe down or something. Like
Hell
it, it's
no.
it, no, it ain't being taught no more. And
I
in the
get
sign
it, but come on,
and
man.
those are principles. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you look at it, I feel like nowadays you have, and I don't mean those term for a black man, ignorant black man. I'm not talking about them people. I'm talking about just your average. If you look at it, there's a lot more men who have cleaner households than women have cleaner households that are living alone.
Now you
Whether or you know,
talking. Now you
right
talking.
now,
Cause I done
I'm
went to
for real.
some
Like,
people girls' house. I'm like, what the?
yeah.
Facts.
And
Yeah.
listen, when growing up, one thing I was always taught is you can always tell how somebody's house really look by going to their bathroom. Like, yeah, that if you yeah you can they can pick up in their little front room area where you gonna really be at, but I have to go to their bathroom just one time, and if you really look around, like I'm talking about look around the base of the toilet, look around their shower, look around their sink. Not you ain't got to get no magnifying glasses, but I guarantee you, at least six to eight out of 10 times you do that at random women's houses, it's gonna be hair here, stuff that looks like it ain't been wiped up since the toilet was installed. You're gonna look at the floor like, dang, the floor orange over here, but it's brown over there. Like, come on now.
I feel like some of that just has to do with like feminism. Like a lot of women got tired of that "shut up
Uh,
and make my sandwich," so they was like, "I don't want to be talked to that way." I feel like 100% doesn't work because it'll
well, then
never be 100%
they
in
have to make
anything.
better decisions as a woman. Then
Nobody 100% will agree on anything universally to say that, you know what I'm saying, this is
uh,
100% and this is going to be that, because that's not like it's based
no,
person to person situation. if
right.
if
That's
your
why you
girl
can't
not going
use
to shut
never.
up, if your girl not going to shut up when you ain't got no money and you can't provide, and she ain't going to shut up when you can provide, it ain't going to be no difference. She's not going to shut up.
And then the thing is, that's because she don't respect the authority of a man. That ain't even
Facts.
got nothing to do with your money. That it goes deeper than that.
So
Because
that the
I don't care if I got $5 to my name or I got 50 million in a separate bank account. Guess what? If somebody running here while we on a date, or if somebody running here while we sleep, and they trying to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever, who you expecting to get up and go handle that? Or since you talking to me crazy shit, as soon as my door get kicked down and we land in my bed, I'm gonna look at you like, go ahead, you got it. No, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I work because at that point, then you want me to be the quote unquote man that you was talking down to. Then you want me to be the quote unquote man that ain't got no money or this and that. Like you can't, and that's a lot of people use
It
it as
goes
a
back
weapon.
and
They
forth.
weaponize it.
The
They're
weaponizing
right.
manhood.
They'll weaponize it like,
Oh
hey,
my
I'm on
god.
it. It's only
As a
gonna
man,
if it don't benefit me, then I don't care. Like
bro,
until
weaponizing
feminism
manhood
benefits me.
sucks. As a
Oh yeah.
man, you should do that. Oh snap! Well, as a woman, you should. And I was like, oh, you called me a kitchen dweller. It's like, whoa. It'd be a lack of.
But
They
it
weaponize
look,
manhood,
not only
bro.
that, but then look at it when you, and that's why I say like when they've been talking about a lot of dudes becoming sassy and stuff because they actually speaking up on the stuff that they've been that's been quiet for so long. Think about it. If you're a guy, and I don't know you, I know you know this for a fact, Kat. I don't know you personally, but I got a feeling that you probably in the same category just by your ideas and your views and stuff. But if you're a man and you can, hey, you got your own money, you got your own car, you got your own place, you can cook for yourself, you can clean up for
Do
yourself.
everything.
Now,
They hate it. They
now
hate it.
look, because now it's like, okay, well, what? Some of them look at it like, okay, if you're doing all that, then what can I do? It's
Offer
like, hey,
you.
what?
Right.
Listen, it's a team sport. Relationships are a team sport. Do you see? Even in basketball, yeah. Let's say LeBron scores 65 points and they lose. Well, guess what? Austin Reeves scored three. Luca didn't even play. Guess what? I can't. You can't win these things by yourself. That's why saying even with the 50-50 thing, when a lot of people downplay it because they automatically think financially. And my thing is, you can do 50-50 splits without it being completely financial. Because like we were saying,
Right.
like you said, Dom, like if I'm paying all the bills because I have it and I'm not and we're still not in a bad place financially together as a unit, then yes, your compensation to me doesn't have to be financial. It can be having things done when I get home. It can be taking care of X, Y, and Z. It can be, oh, saying I talked to you on my drive to the crib, and I told you, yeah, I was working on the roof. I fell off. I'm cool, but my leg feel bad. All right, well, when I come in the crib, as my significant as my partner,
But that
it should
Dr.
be
Phil
in
money.
you. Right. It should be in you to have me a comfortable seat set up. Have see that and that's what a lot of older people that been married for 30, 40, 50, 70, 100 years, the ones that marched for Martin Luther King, they would tell you like it's not about what
Marshall for
it's
Martin Luther
about.
King is
Hey, look,
crazy.
hey, yeah, it's about serving one another, and
Right.
that's what a lot of women and don't get me wrong, it's a lot of Negroes who don't understand this, but when you're serving one another, it doesn't become a okay, yeah, I'm paying for everything, so you need to do this. It becomes a okay, if I'm making sure we are straight financially, how are you making sure we are straight in other areas? Okay, well then
But see,
as that
this the
female
thing
counterpart.
women this the thing women don't understand. Men will actually date a bum if you make me feel
If
good.
you help,
Yeah.
if I feel like
Look,
you're gonna help
look,
me, I have
look,
no
look.
problem
They
with
said
that.
it before. Men, the, on average, and it's a 9.5 out of 10 times because you always got to give a little gray area. But men will date bums and bring them up. Women will refuse to date bums. They always want to date up. They don't want. Think about it. If you now, if you working at Burger King, you working at McDonald's. If you're the guy that turning a burger over, then putting it on the bread. 9 times out of 10, unless you get a woman that's in that same field with you, because she working right next to you on the fly, so she get to see your personality. Nobody, they ain't
She don't
checking for you,
respect
bro.
you. She don't respect
They
you.
right because then she looking like, well, why I'm gonna do this when there's some D boys down the street. They making all kind of money. They got these Benzes and they got these
Ego.
all this flashy stuff and stuff, and you driving a little Honda Accord. Okay, but I ain't got to look over my shoulder. You know what I'm
I'll say
saying?
that
I
it's
ain't.
automation.
But
Automation made motherfuckers lazy, bro. It's like, yeah, I
well,
don't want to work at McDonald's. The same way
well,
Damo said, some people
Young
don't
Black
want to
King,
work
Young
that.
Black Kings, man.
You're right. You're right. Some people don't want to work that job at McDonald's because you feel like you're too entitled or you're above that. When it's like
but
you need
I
something.
honestly I think I honestly believe it's the internet that has made people lazier. Because me growing up, we had internet, we had AOL dial up. So you can't even be on the phone while you trying to get on the internet. Type that. So we're here thinking about somebody making money off internet is like, that must just be Bill Gates because he into the computer. So I got to go out here and work. Nowadays, you got content creators, you got podcasts, you got viewership, you got OnlyFans. It's so much digital. We're in a digital age where so much digital money being made that even the people that aren't even pursuing these things are like, well, why would I go in here and sweat over a grill, flipping a burger, throwing fries in the grease, and work
When I
hard
could talk for
when,
an hour every day and make way
hey,
more money.
right,
Okay,
yeah,
but that's not for everybody. It's not for
you're right.
everybody to do that.
But
So
that's
people got
but
to
that's the
understand
that's
their role, understand their place. People be like, I
God.
am bigger
But
than the role I'm
that's where
going to
the
be in.
teachers. That's where the teachings aren't in there no more. Because back in the day, it was hard work, no matter what field you in. When I was 16, I started working at White Castle. I was a manager within what 4 5 months of working at White Castle, and things was cool. I was, saying, yeah, I came home smelling like onions and onion rings every night, and I ain't like it, but I was getting money. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, I'm looking at, and even the people I was working with, I'm saying, we in there really busting our behinds when it's time to, because we in there trying to really make an honest dollar and trying to move up. Nowadays, it's like, yeah, I'm going to work here just long enough so I can get this, whatever I'm trying to get, and then I'm quitting. And they can't fire me because, I mean, who else they going to get? Like, companies are literally having to hire. Like, that's why a lot of things are getting more automated, because companies are having to sacrifice quality for quantity. Like, they can't go out and hire quality people anymore because they're not that one. They're not giving shelling out enough money to hire quality people as far as wages. So now you have to compensate by getting Shaniqua and them off the block who really don't care, smoking weed in a parking lot and stuff on their break, coming in blazed,
Oh, you're
who don't
attacking
care
me.
about your customer.
You're attacking me.
That's insane. But
You're
but you get
attacking
what I
me.
mean? Like
Fuck them
you
customers.
hey, look. But yet, if none of them customers show up, then they can't pay you.
Right?
If none of them
Nah.
customers show up, then that establishment has to close down. That's one less job that somebody who don't have a degree, someone who isn't really pushing. Think about it. There's a lot of people that think about all this digital money, but they ain't gonna even spend the money to go get a microphone to get good content. Ain't gonna spend the money to go get a good camera to make good content. Ain't gonna even spend half of them. They just throwing up anything, and the other half ain't even trying. They just know that it's possible to make internet money, but they'll put up 2 3 videos in a month and think they gonna just be a millionaire off of that.
It all comes to
Because they,
automation, bro. Like niggas gotta stop being lazy. If people had to go outside and forage for food and
oh, they'll be,
forage for
hey,
entertainment, things would be so
listen,
much different.
think about it. Think about where we at right now. What did Thanos really have a point? Hey, hey, did Thanos have was something he was talking about actually might have hold a little ground?
I get what you're
Because
saying, but like what he's saying is that some people had to go for there to be harmony in the world. And it's like people just gotta play their own
well,
roles.
no, my brother, you're missing it. He's saying you're gonna. He was basically saying it's gonna overpopulate and people are gonna run out of resources. Because think about our world right now, right? We've been steady over the years. We've been steadily destroying the ozone layer. That's been a thing since forever ago. Think about a lot of places are overpopulated. Think about the amount of homeless people per state. You know what
What
I'm saying?
makes homelessness though? That's not like
That's
not
it
having a
is
home.
different
Hey, but
scenarios for
look,
that. It
yeah,
is
it's
different
different
scenarios
scenarios
for that.
because a lot of people, most homeless people are people that burn bridges. That's one.
Right.
Right.
Because if you telling me right now, if you get in a crazy situation, you mean to tell me you don't have nobody house to go crash out for a couple of days?
Right.
Hmm.
That most of the homeless people are burn people that burn bridges, and then obviously the things that follow is laziness and all the other crazy stuff. Cause or just being too entitled. Because I've heard people say they rather not work than to work at McDonald's, which is crazy.
Which is
Right. It's
Why?
crazy.
Why? So
absolute
you're not gonna do
madness.
nothing?
But that means that you're
No.
so entitled that you have the feeling that someone will come and save you no matter what your work ethic is. That's entitlement.
And here's
I
the question:
personally don't
Who do
agree
who
with
do
what
you
you said when you
who do
said
you
that.
who do you? No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, who do you try to like? Give me 3 causes of that. Like, who do you point the finger at that causes that entitlement?
For being homeless.
No.
Entitlement?
For the entitlement for of like you said, it's like you feeling like somebody gonna come save you. Like, what do you think that stems from?
it stems from automation. It stems from seeing people do things and being like, I want to do that, but don't know. You know what I'm saying? It also comes from people being duped out of their spots.
So
People
you
put a
don't.
lot of time and energy into things, and because a person knows how successful
I'm
you
gonna
can
tell you
be
what
and how
I
you can
think it
take them
is.
out of
I feel
But
like
look,
I feel
hold
like
on.
it's
But
I
I
feel
think
like
you
it's
got too
America.
far though.
I think it's
Look, I think.
America. We too entitled as Americans.
in America.
But look,
Yes, America not forcing
check
it.
this out. Yeah, I think y'all getting too far because I think where y'all, and I ain't saying y'all wrong. I'm saying where y'all talking about is once a person is already of age and already out there trying to make some. Why don't we? We're missing that it starts in the home you're brought up in. Because think
I
about it.
can't I
Even as
can't
many,
this the thing though. I can't say that because my situation wasn't the best growing up, but it's per person. It's about what
Yeah,
you
per
want to
person.
do.
What you want to be in your own life. Yes,
Yeah.
right?
I agree
But
with
I'm
that.
saying though, eh, was there not anyone, whether it was in your own household or somewhere else, that gave you the idea that oh, I can do better than X, Y, and Z, whether it's
That
through a
should
good
be what
example
your
or a bad?
job is, right? That's what your ancestors' job should be
Right. And I'm saying
to give you
because of
the
the lack
blueprint.
of that, because
Uh,
of the lack of that, then where do people have to look at after that? Because like I'm saying, I feel like where y'all are, what y'all are saying is right, but that I feel like that gets to a certain age. Like it's like okay, and maybe saying once you realize start looking at the world as more than just oh I'm just playing and growing up, then you start looking at okay, well I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that, I don't want to do this. I don't, like who? Like I'm saying, I feel like it should have started in your home. It should have started with you growing up. Like and like you said, Donald, even if you don't have the proper upbringing to instill the thing in you, then this goes back to something we touched on a while back. Then where are the leaders that's supposed to? If okay, I'm not in your family, but you can look at me as a
So I just know, like me personally, the reason I go so hard is because I know I don't have nobody to say, "Hey, let me hold $100." So
mhm.
I know that I gotta go extra hard because don't get me wrong,
and
I do got a mother, but still,
right
you know what I'm saying?
You don't want to ask, yeah,
now
yeah.
now
You
now
want to
now
be
here's the question on that
blessing
though.
to her, not a hindrance.
Right. But now here's the question on that, Damo. At what point in your life, or what was the turning point in your life that made you think like that? Like, at what point were you like, you know what? I really can't go. I can't look to nobody for no bread. I gotta do this for me. At what point
Well,
in your life did?
my personal experience is when I got locked up and I got out and wasn't nobody trying to help me.
Hmm.
And and you know we all know like being locked up is kind of the worst thing ever because
Uh,
it puts you in a situation where you literally can't help yourself. Like you
Right,
have to depend
this
on
is true.
people.
right,
Cause like I can't
Now,
put money on my own books.
right.
right
I can't
now,
put money. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
oh no, on that same note. Now, don't do you honestly believe if you had a better upbringing as far as parents, whatever they may have, wherever areas they may have failed you in, do you feel like that would have been your life? You would have got to that situation. You would have had to go through that.
Uh, nah. I mean, it depends though, cause at the same time, you are a product of your environment. It's only but so much your parents could do if you live around what West Compton. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but
No, no,
that's
I'm
two
saying that.
different things.
But
We're
look at,
not going there.
but
You are a product of your environment, but
but
there are gangbangers in West LA, and there is a Rizza
the
Islam. So you do have the choice to choose
mm-hmm,
of what side of the coin you want to be on. You get to
right.
right.
choose.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why why you think those statistics are out there about single parent households, single mother households. Those aren't just numbers people are pulling out the air. Those are actual statistics.
They
But see,
Because
this the thing
propagate.
though.
two
This the
They
parent,
thing, right?
propagate
This
the,
the thing
America.
about
uh,
We're not
this
going
the
there.
thing about single parent households now. As a kid, we didn't understand. Now that we grown, we have our own kids.
oh,
We
absolutely,
done dealt with some. It's like, oh, I see why my dad didn't want to be by my mom, cause I see how my baby mother act now. You see what I'm
right,
saying?
and that's true, and that's true. The thing is, we can still hold them accountable because that's what co-parenting is for. Yes, you can't if y'all can't cohabitate, then that don't mean you completely walk away and seek your responsibilities. That doesn't mean okay now
So
that
okay, so
your man and
what about that
mhm.
parent? What about that parent that is trying to be involved in? She's bitter because I don't want to be with
I don't
her
want to be
anymore.
with you
So
no more.
now it's I
That's a
can't see
real
my
thing.
kid now.
Well, and
Hmm.
and that's why. Hold on, hold on. Don't trust me. I was ready for you. That's
Right.
exactly why the court systems were implemented. Now, while on the one hand, they do typically, most court systems do typically favor the mothers over the fathers, that doesn't stop fathers from. See, a lot of guys don't think they have rights just because they're not the father. You know, what I'm saying because the mothers are the mothers. The thing is, and I learned this from a parental, what she called, basically a woman who handles parental rights, and she specializes in fathers' rights. One thing that you don't know is you have to establish paternity, and I don't mean like DNA and stuff. I mean like I know so many people be against child support, but what they don't know is the pros of child support is if you're in a situation like that, is because you're establishing paternity of that child. That begins your rights. Then you can request visitation. Then that means the mother is obligated. I don't care how bitter she is. She could be mad that you breathe. But if she
Right.
disrespects a court order, that puts you in a prime position to get custody of that child. Now, yes, it would be some time, and you know what I'm saying, there's some loops you have to go through, but there is a way, and that's the thing. I don't. There's not enough people that are privy to that information. They don't even know that those can actually happen. So they
Okay,
just have to go off of what they don't know,
Yeah.
which
I
is
just
what I'm saying,
Yeah. That
I
and
that
find
blame
this
them.
that that
hard.
de-
I
that
find this
depends
hard,
per
bro.
that depends per
Bro,
that depends per adult and how bad you want your kid around, because some people might just be like, you know what, f this, I'm not trying. My kid will
Right.
understand once they get grown.
Right, and even on that, that's why I said we still at that part we still have to hold them accountable because guess what? No child just came up in your dream and said, "Hey, yo, Dad, I need you to go do Mama real good because I'm trying to come to life." Nah,
Right.
y'all made that decision. So at some point you have and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's an easy road. There's plenty of really make any moves. But that's why you have if you really care about something you brought into this world for real, like that's really like that's your sons, that's your daughter. Like you have to go through that. It's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have some sleepless nights. But at the end of the day, when that child grows up the right way, because you made sure you were still a part of their life, and they can see that you know what I'm saying, kids can start to see as long as they have ample um, examples, they can start to see the differences between who clearly is doing stuff out of spite and who's actually for them. Like,
I'm
and
not
I'm
gonna
told,
lie.
mm,
You make this hard for me, bro, because I feel like this whole conversation is scaped around the government and what the courts allow instead of just like human rights, human wants and things. Like, because like you don't need like in real life, you don't need a court to take care of your children. If you wanted to take care of your children, you would. And if you know what I'm saying, if you had a type of leadership in your home, you would take care of your children,
now,
whether the mothers liked you or not. The court shouldn't
well,
have nothing to do with that. And I feel like
well,
it
that's
bases the conversation of how America deals with things and why people are the way they are in America. Because they created a
but
court
you have to
system where
understand
you
though.
have to do certain things and go through certain hoops that
Well,
aren't
well no,
even real.
it's not that though. This is in those extreme cases where the main parent or the parent who the child is mainly in custody of is making it hard for you to do. Because don't get me, there are some women out here they will block you on everything, phone numbers, social media, everything. They will make it impossible for you to get in contact with them. So even if you're trying to saying make these efforts to make sure your child is taken care of, they're not allowing you that because of their spitefulness, because
Experience,
of it,
yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. That's where the courts can become your friend rather than your enemy, because at that point, once you have a court order, then that becomes legality. Now
Right,
she
but that's what
she
I'm
can't.
saying. It's an Americanized thing when you say court.
Oh, of course, but then the thing is, I think you put too much emphasis on the bad parts of the court where they can really hinder a person. I'm just saying, like, I'm not speaking on that. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of times where some women are just go to court and X, Y, and Z. Now you on child support and all kind of stuff, and there's been wrongful accusations and all things like that. Of course, this is America, but I'm saying that on those times where you really trying to be a part of your child, like you really want to be, you know what I'm saying, even though you know that relationship with that woman is over, and she's just making it difficult every time you turn around. That she won't let you see them. She won't let you talk to them. She blocking you. She cut, saying all kind of stuff. Then at that point, there's a lot of men that give up because, like you said, they'd be like, I just don't want to deal with this no more. But that's because I personally feel like that's because a lot of them either one don't want to go the court route because they feel like it's just a long, drawn out process, and two, a lot of people don't even know the right way to go about it. which would still take some time, but you have to get things established. And that can be the pros of going to court because then you have that legality established. You don't, you know what I'm saying? At that point, you can no longer shirk off responsibility. She can no longer keep that child away from you to a certain degree. And if
I
she does, then
understand what
she's
you're
a
saying.
mm,
I understand what you're saying, but it makes it difficult for me when you say the courts, because the courts are subjective by location. So American courts are different than Russian courts, but my black people are scattered across the earth. What I'm getting into, and I want to
mm,
go back to what you said by Thanos said that the resources would run out. I don't believe that. The Most High said, "Be fruitful and multiply, and all of your pray and fast, and all of your troubles will be gone." So I feel
oh,
like we definitely have more than enough to take care of whoever we actually choose to take care of. But the fact that we live by the
mhm.
systemic America of where no, you can't just, what I'm saying, smack the woman because she took your child. You got to go to court now because this is America. Like that's not real. A lot of these American boundaries that we have to live by, a lot of people don't live by that. That's a
but
Western thing, bro.
but you also have to realize that a lot of people don't have to go through that type of stuff. Think of,
Right.
I
But why
guarantee you,
don't
like in
they? But why
because they
not?
were raised differently.
No, not even
The
that
United
though.
States. No, think about it. Think of how. Why do you think so many foreigners try to get a quote unquote green cards? They want to try to come from other countries to live here because it's the quote unquote land of opportunity, but it's also a land that allows a little bit more free. Think about when you go to Dubai. Perfect example. We were just talking about this. When you go to Dubai, women can't even be half dressed. They can't show a lot of skin there, or they're in jail.
No,
You
no,
do
no,
that
no, no.
here,
Hold on, hold
oh
on.
yeah, they,
Not women.
huh?
Who's women?
No, just period. Like in general, women cannot be out in public. If that in Atlanta, exactly the type of people I'm talking about. Oh, they ain't coming back. They are getting locked up for
Yeah, that's
indecent
just
exposure. You
the
can't
law
even
of the
you can't.
land.
Right, right. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like over here, you can do stuff that you can't get away with in other countries. Why you think Brittany Griner had to sit there in jail for some a weed pen? They
And you
said no,
can't
we're
have
not
that over
doing what
there.
y'all. Right, I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's the differences. Like over here, there's a lot more quote unquote freedom to do things that you are not allowed to do in those other places. That's why they have such strict laws and governments over in those areas.
They
And
also
that's
have a
why so
lot
many
more
people always talk
autonomy.
about the United States in the quote unquote Western civilization because it's that different. It's that big of day and night. Because like you said, like for instance, I don't know how true this is, but I've heard before. They're like that in some parts of Africa. Some of these wives wouldn't dare talk to their husband a certain way. Some of these women wouldn't dare look at another man. Like think about it. I guarantee you, excuse me, back when they were stoning women for simple things, they were. I guarantee you, they weren't gonna do it in these states. Absolutely not.
They stone women everywhere. That's a way of the world. They
I'm
stone
sa-
people everywhere.
I'm
It's
saying
a
like
religious
like
act.
look, I'm saying look at the reasons why. Like there are countries where if you steal, they cut your hand off, and that is part
Right.
of the government. If you steal over here, you can probably either get away with it or they're gonna give you a couple days in a holding cell. That's it, and you back out and you doing whatever you want to do again. That's the difference. Like the extreme change of just the way of life is so different here.
It
Like,
is, but it's not for our good. Here's my question.
oh yeah,
You said Africa. How much homelessness do you think is in Africa?
oh, now that's a good.
Probably
That
not
that
a
is a
whole
great.
lot.
It, listen, hey,
Probably not a whole lot. Our system
it's
is
not.
set
I don't
up
think it's.
where the rich do not help us here. The
Oh,
rich
not at all.
have all the resources. They not helping niggas here. I think that in other places, it's not like that. It's just America's set up to where we have more homelessness here because of how our
Hmm.
tax laws are set up. Our
This is
tax
true.
laws are set up to where you attack the middle class who already can't afford to live in a house now. Because remember, the infrastructure of housing went up. I don't know, sixteen hundred
Ooh,
dollars in 15
hey,
years, 20 years, where you used to be a $700 house. Now you got to pay $100K for a house.
hey,
That's
you
like
ain't
just
lying.
like that's just like it's about the business of things. It's not even about like the reality is the simulation is in how false or like how much shoes cost. That's a simulation. In America, we're paying $200 for shoes that in the same earth
Woo.
cost $2 to make. That's a simulation.
$2.50 to make.
That's a simulation. We are under this notion that things are just whatever way, and that's not even like that. In the
Hey,
real
shout,
world, it's not even that way.
hey, shout out to Shaq for affordable shoes at Walmart. But
Shout
keep
out to
going.
Shaq for understanding, yeah, for
Right.
understanding that people are not about to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot respect them. Like, I honestly feel like that's a big part of where Shaq gets his respect from.
Yeah.
Shaq is a person who never, like, you never forgot. Niggas is broke out here. Put your shoes in Kmart where you know that your community can still get them, although we have different systemic things that we got going on out here that might not allow you the availability to do so. That's what I'm talking about. Like we don't like
Yo,
that's
I don't
not
know what
a
happened. What happened? Hello?
yo.
Yep.
Yo?
Yeah, man. Hey,
Oh, it
niggas.
got quiet as hell. What happened?
No, we've been talking this whole time.
Nah, it
Nigga,
just
Yeah.
got quiet for like 2 seconds, but
nigga headphone cut off. We've been talking this
Uh,
whole time.
right.
Hey man, hey man,
I
I'm just
just
saying, I really feel like a lot of the systemic things that we have to deal with are just based off of being in America. I do like how you said this is the land of the free. Who said land of who's free? Because as from what I see in 2025, all praises to my people who see the second Exodus coming. I see niggas leaving. I see niggas going to Thailand, niggas going to Mexico, niggas not wanting to be here no more because they know the simulation is like, what are we doing here? Why am I paying $200 for $2 shoes?
Why
Why
is
do
the
we
gas
have?
over $3 a
Yeah.
gallon?
Why
Whew.
am I paying electricity when I can literally harness energy from the ground? Why do I have to
From
spend
the ground, from the
I,
water, from the
bro,
sun.
what? We're in a
Boy,
simulation, and there is a huge reasons as to why we are at a disadvantage. Now, I feel like the disadvantage for us is the courts, because the courts was not made for us. American courts was not made for us. And it was a certain point in
but that don't
time.
mean you can't use them to your advantage, though.
I
Mm,
100% that. But here's what I'm saying:
yeah.
we're trying to
Mm.
get advantage from somebody who deems you 2/3 human. Why is that the advantage? Where is
Because
that
if
the
that's a
advantage?
system, I don't. Only because if it's a system they created, the worst thing that they want to see is someone understand their system and implement it to benefit them.
So what you're saying is
Why
we
do
need
Why do
our
you think?
own
Look,
system.
well, that's the thing. Because think about it, they've kept us divided for so long, and they saw that it's worked. Yes, there's more people that starting to understand it, but not enough to make a valiant effort or difference. Why do you think they silence people like Andrew Tate? Yeah, he said a lot of crazy stuff, but he said some stuff that actually was real. Like he literally was starting to expose, like he said, he once said that the world we live in, and I think you'll agree to a certain degree, is a matrix.
It
And
is
once
a
you
simulation.
understand, right, and
Yep.
once you understand that, you can start to learn how to
Better beat it.
bend it to your own will. Right.
Right.
Like once you understand a system, then you can start to implement strategies to beat the system, to make the system work for you. You know, and that's one thing that they didn't want. They don't want to get out because think about it. If you okay, I feel like this. Um, African Americans, right? Black people. Why do you think we're all pushed away from each other via media outlets, all these media outlets? I mean, like music, shows, things like that are promoting us to stay apart
Because
rather
they
than to
get
come
paid to
together.
do that.
Because
They get paid to do that.
well, but look, why does it benefit them? Because they understand the amount of power. Think about I used to say this. You ever seen the movie Ants? Yep, way back in the day.
Ants, yeah.
Now, there was one particular part of that movie that stuck with me for a long time, and it was when the dude was he was like, yeah, one of the grasshoppers. He was talking about, yeah, why don't we just leave? It's just one ant, and he's like, okay. He threw an acorn at him. He's like, yeah, did that hurt? He's like, no. Did that hurt? No. Then he opened up the whole bottle, and like hundreds of acorns fell, and he like that hurt, didn't it? Well, yeah. He said one ant isn't the problem, but if one ant can get another ant to believe him and keep getting more ants to believe him, then you have a collection of ants, and that's the problem. That literally, to me, was somebody thinking of this type of thing and putting it in a movie form to let people know, like, hey, coming together is what they don't want. Because if you're not with what they're doing and you come together, that means you have the potential to overthrow what they're doing. and that's
Yeah,
what
but
they
that's the
don't
point
want.
I'm making. Is we still play by a rule set that's not ours. That's
Well,
all
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
absolutely, no, no,
We're living
but yeah,
by
no,
rules
and
that
I'm with you on
play
that.
we live in a whole world of things that do not pertain to us that we have to deal with because you chose to come on a boat and come over here. I don't like that. I
Oh no,
never said I
no.
wanted to play your game. I never said that.
Hey,
That's
Squid
me
Games all
personally.
over again.
I never said I wanted to
Man,
play
we
the
gotta do a
great
show
American game.
about Squid Games too, man.
Is the
Not
facts, and that's
particularly.
and that's why I was saying like the best thing we can do is try to because we were technically no matter how you say it, you're forced to be here. The best thing you do is learn the system and navigate it to your advantage,
But
and
so
that's
what's
why
the point of people leaving then? What's the point of people
because
leaving? There are people
because
leaving America.
you're right, and I think honestly it's because they understand that there's not enough of us that's gonna come together here, so they'd rather go somewhere where
But
people are already together or
I
that
can't say
system
that
does not
because
I
it's
exist.
can't
only
say
if
that.
we being completely honest, it's really
Because
only
look,
one
think about
race
it.
that
How
can't
many
come
times
together.
have you? Uh, how many times do they say, "Oh, everybody go out and vote this and that, vote this and that," and then people's like, "Oh well, black folks don't vote anyway."
Let me stop you.
All right,
How many times have black people had a representative to vote for? In
this is
my
true.
religion,
But
hmm
this is
particularly,
the thing.
it
This is
says
the
that
thing.
we
Oh,
can't vote for people
I
who aren't
gotta
ours.
chime in.
hmm
I'm not voting.
Right,
I'm not
and
voting
that
for
particularly
nobody
goes
based on their
for you
color.
and your
You feel me?
religion. But I'm saying,
Can y'all hear
if
me?
they
Hello,
are saying, "Hey,
Yeah, you're not voting.
regardless of
You're
what
not
you,"
voting on people based on their color.
hello.
Yeah,
right, right, no, no, I mean,
Oh,
even
I'm
if you
about
know,
to say,
even for
am I
those
not
who
being
are and aren't,
heard?
but the
I
thing is,
can hear
if
you.
they
Right.
if they say, "Hey, these are the only two people you can choose from that's going to lead us," pick one. Yes, there's a lot of people that's like, "Oh, I'm not picking either one." But then, like they always say, when you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem because now you're giving more weight to the people who are picking. Because it's like, okay, well,
But I'm pretty sure it
if
don't start off
if I
with
got
just two
five hundred
people.
thousand people that say, well, if it's not nobody
Do it start off
that
with
I
just
want,
two
then I'm not going
people?
to pick. Okay, that's 500,000 people that could have possibly made things slide one way or another. So now you have to be just deal with whatever other people pick. And it's like, okay, well, you can't, it's hard to say that you can't get upset with the selection choice at that point because you didn't have a hand in it. But then you have to deal with whatever cards you get. And then
But
and I think that's why people are leaving because, like, okay, well, if y'all gonna keep doing me like this over here, I can't get enough of my people to come together to actually make a change. A lot of them not seeing it; they just rather live in the system than understand it and get one up on it. Then
what you
hell,
mean
why would
come
I stay here?
together?
But it's
Just
only one race that
just
don't.
come together in general.
It's
Like
only
I
one
feel
race
like
that we feel don't come
I
together.
think, and this is
Hold on,
slightly
hold
off
on, hold
topic,
on.
but I think you'll get
If
where
we
What'd
I'm
you
ain't
say,
going.
being
Damo?
heard,
Yeah,
I
what
feel like
what'd
I'm
you say,
being
Damo?
ignored.
What'd
Hello,
you say, bro?
I don't even know if
is
he
my
here.
mic not working or something?
I can hear you perfectly fine.
I
Why
can't hear
that?
Damo at all.
Yeah, Damo's talking, bro.
That's why I'm like, cause
Yeah,
Keno
I don't
keep
know what's going
talking
on with
over me.
his thing. I can hear you fine. Like me and you've been at
Keno
it,
is.
but
I can hear both of y'all, but yeah, I don't think that
That's
Keno
why
can
I'm
hear
like,
you,
is
Damo.
Keno talking over me? Hold
Yeah,
on,
he
let me
can't
leave
he
and
Da-
come
can't hear
back.
you.
Damo, go to channel 3. I don't even know what that means. I just wanted to say something since he got a new mic.
I'm about to say, yeah, somebody got to click out and click back in. I ain't hear both of y'all, but
Well, I'm gonna exit and come back here and see if that changes.
Damo. Oh yeah, both of y'all niggas left. This is crazy. Hey, y'all still gonna get this podcast though. We got a little bit of technical difficulty.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you the whole time. We got a
Okay,
little
so
technical
is
difficulty.
it mine or
No,
his,
no,
bro?
Keynote couldn't hear you. Keynote could not hear you. He's like, we've been going back at it. He
That's why I was
said,
like, what's going
I
on,
feel like
bro?
I'm being ignored. I'm not gonna hold you. That was funny as hell. Hey, but yeah, he couldn't hear you,
All right,
bro.
we back.
Shout out to the
Yo,
system.
Shout out to the system, bro.
Yeah, I can hear
can
you
you
now.
hear me
'Cause
now?
There we go.
yeah,
Hey,
hey,
bro, I
you
swear to
was
God,
probably over there like, oh, so you just
hey,
gonna ignore
bro,
me?
you was talking over me like 5 times. I'm like, bro, am I tripping?
Yeah, I thought you was asleep or something. Like, all right, we on our own for the rest of
Nah,
the night.
nah, nah. But listen, what I was saying is just to piggyback off what you were saying is that it's technically it's only one race that we consider that can't come together.
That's the human race. Yeah, all together.
No,
Realistic
it's not the human race. It's the black people.
Well, it's not just black people, because well, I mean, okay, I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but the whole
for the
diaspora, the
majority.
whole,
Cause think about it.
all the tribes, bro, all of them,
Hold on,
all the tribes, the Migos,
Shout out to the people that have been sticking around, man. We've been at 23 for the last hour for real. So we at
Appreciate
25
y'all.
right
We
now.
here. We here. Y'all can get this
Yeah, facts.
podcast.
But
Yeah,
nah, I
Get
was
this
facts.
saying
podcast.
I ain't gonna
it's
lie, some
only
of them
it's
probably
really
sleep, but they still active.
They still
it's
here.
really only one race that we consider that can't come together. So I don't know what you mean by that.
Right.
But I don't agree with that. Black people have come together with the idea that this is not for us. That's what we've come together on. Niggas
Not
realize
a
that this race is not
see.
for us. We're playing by rules that go
Well,
against
I
us and
think,
just making the best out of it. Just like you said, play the cards that
but
are
look,
dealt to you. So pretty much we get dealt the dirtiest of the
now,
cards. You get two options. Hey, pick evil one or evil two. And our job is, well, because we didn't vote for evil one or evil two, now we're a part of all the evil. I don't agree with that. I never said I wanted to play by this
well,
game.
but here's where I think both of y'all ideals link up, right? And I think that you, like you said, you make a great point with what you're saying, but I think what Dom was saying is that historically speaking, right? That yes, there are more times where you can, as of recently, where you can say black people are coming together, but not as a whole. If you look at it, like, let's start with small things before we get up to the big things. How many real big black-owned businesses do you see? How many, what I'm saying? Think about it. You see more when we think of gas stations, we automatically think like Arab people, Muslim people, people that got something to do with oil or something.
I
And
hate
those
this
are your
conversation.
majority gas station owners.
I hate
You know
this
what I'm saying? If you
conversation,
think
bro. Come on.
I know, and I get it, but it's the truth. That's why
No, it's
and it
not. Because
hurts.
what happened? Don't escape the conversation. Why don't we have black hospitals anymore? Why don't we have black restaurants and black grocery stores anymore? Because they blew them up. How many multiple times
Or
do you have
it
to
might
say,
get or if we
Yeah.
just being accountable, maybe we just don't know how to run businesses.
bro, stop that. Stop that. There's been plenty examples of black excellence when
Okay,
it comes
okay.
to
Look,
manufacturing, marketing, and all those things,
now,
and
okay, now,
sustainability.
now, hold on. I get you right here. Okay, then. Okay, on that same note, Cat. Now, how old are you? What,
I'm
like
30,
20 something, 30?
31.
Okay, where's your grocery store? Where's
Our
your
grocery
gas station?
store, all right.
What, right? But I'm
Our grocery
saying,
store
like,
is in the hood right here, but we don't own
no, I'm
it.
saying, right? You don't own it. Why not?
That's the same thing I was talking about when it comes to everything black people do. Black people have all the culture, but we give it away with contracts. White people can feel free to do what we do because we sold over everything that we do with a contract. Hey,
Why?
bro, you think
But
that you
my
could be
thing is,
swagging
why?
for my clothes, so you'll sell my clothes? We don't own
When
Versace, but niggas sell Versace because we look better in Versace. That's the truth.
So my thing is, that just piggyback off of what you're saying about how we, saying how we should be. But then why is nobody doing it though? That's
We
what
do
I
have
think. That's what
Saudi
that.
Auto. We
No, I'm
do
saying
have
that's
a
what.
Fubu. They stopped wearing it.
Right.
Stop supporting it.
But what have they not stopped wearing? The Versace, all that stuff. Those big name brands that are not black owned. Those big brands that a black person ain't touched, but is always in it. That's what he's not saying. Like there's been, don't get me wrong, there's been countless black owned restaurants, black owned small business that start somewhere and end up nowhere. Why? Because a lot of people go with what they know. A lot of people don't want to support. And sometimes it do be because folks don't know how to run a business. Think about, have you ever seen and I'm not trying to harp on, our folks that actually start some, but I've personally seen where some people start a certain business and then they want to automatically price things at something
Right, exactly. Like
for their
our
price it
lead,
at a level
our
that they
lead,
want, but
our
don't.
door price didn't start off at 20.
Right.
It
You
Yeah,
started
but
off
can't.
at
also
5.
that's a part of what's going on though. That's a part of why we not sustainable. It's different, right? Think about trying to start a business from the bottom. How
You
am I
have to.
supposed to how am I
Right.
supposed to build fan base and build infrastructure without setting my price? What you're pretty
Yes,
much
but
saying is that a person can't build what they want to for themselves because they have to worry about how
But you
other
don't
people
start
will
off a
feel
no, no,
about it.
business
you
charging
you can't.
$100 though.
Look, you,
But
you
if your
can't
real
say you
friend
want to.
supported you, they would pay $100. If your
But
real
you
friend supported you, they would do it.
now, and that's in a perfect
How does
world.
Nipsey
But we
Hussle get
know
paid?
we know even as battle rappers, how many times your friends support what you're doing? It'd be strangers that'll support you before that.
right? That's
And the
fair.
thing is, you can't. If you, you know what I'm saying, if I wanted to start, you know what I'm saying, if I wanted to start my own tool company, my own tool business, I sell nothing but tools. I can't start out selling. You know what I'm saying, trying to upsell on Home Depot or Lowe's. Nobody gonna mess with that because it's like, okay, well, I
Nah,
already know
but
what they gonna bring me. I already know the quality of
right,
their stuff.
if I
So why
charge
would I?
$10, if I charge $10 for something and I can get it at a established store like Home Depot for five
Right.
dollars, I'm not going.
And
No,
that becomes what you have to. You know what I'm saying,
and it's
and
sad to say
it's kind of
because we all do that because I know this restaurant like it was a black owned restaurant, right? They served like a Latina, bro. It was like six party wing and fries for like $15, bro.
That's messed
And I'm
up.
looking, I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I
I
completely
can get that at the
understand that.
Chinese place for
and
$8,
that's a
bro.
that's a and that right there is what'll separate the race because the thing is if you can get someone reputable, if you can get a company involved, if you can get someone who has the money and power or image to get great marketing out, then you can afford to do that. But if we most black owned businesses are starting with independent owners like ourselves trying to get something started so we can build something. You can't just jump out and say, "Yo, I just started my own shoe company. My shoes going for $50 each." It's like, okay, but who? What kind of shoes are you? Like, who kind of? Yeah, you don't get some sales here and there, but I,
Right.
if I'm just looking for a casual everyday shoe, right? And I know I can go to Walmart and Shaq's shoes been great for me. I've been hooping in Shaq shoes. I've been
Right.
walking. I got my first set of coochie in
You
Shaq
just proved
shoes.
my point.
I'm finna go spend $50 on yours.
You
Right.
just proved my point.
The shit I never heard of?
You just
Right.
proved my point. You just proved my point.
What part?
Do we own Nike? Do
Nope.
black people
No.
own Nike?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, but I
Okay, then,
can't
but
price.
you would
Listen,
rather.
I can't price I can't price a shoe I never heard of as the same or more than Nike and expect sales. That don't work
No,
like that.
no, but here's what, and expect the amount of sales. What was Big Baller Brand? Big Baller Brand was a black
New
Who
owned
wearing
Balance.
shoe
nobody wearing
company.
that,
No,
boy?
no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but rock with me. If Nike, who was a white owned company, sells their shoes for $100, and Big Baller Brand, who is an upcoming black company, sells their shoes for $120, you understand, right? You don't
Then
have
Big
white
Baller
man
ain't gonna
bashing.
have as many.
You
So
See,
are
that's
might
the
you
thing.
not.
looking? Are you
You
when
might
you
not,
try?
but you're building a
See that's the
community.
problem. That's the problem right there.
Like how if you, as a business person, as a
Right.
business minded person, if Lavar set up and said, "Well, Nike's selling their shoes at $100, I'm gonna sell mine at 120," that is bad for business.
Yeah.
If you can't either get your cost of production down, then you need to figure
Cause
something else out. Because
let's think about it like
why would
this.
you
Think
try to
about it
go up
like
against
this,
a
right?
major brand and then instead of undercutting their prices to attract beginning sales to get your
Think
sales
about it like
rolling?
this. Everything in this world is basically word of mouth, right?
Right.
So would you rather ten people buy something at $10, or you rather three people buy something at $20? Because that 10 is that even though you charge less, that 10, 2, 3 out of them people going to tell 10 more people. But you trying to overprice it, and now nobody's buying it.
But
And the
it's
thing,
ours. It's
right, right.
ours.
But hold on. In that same regards, think about it. When the major brands first got started, they prices weren't where they at
Right?
now.
Because
They're
remember,
well established. They have
Air Force Ones was not
boy,
that much.
I
$60, yeah,
swear,
$50.
They
right,
was like
right.
sixty
They had
dollars
to
at first. Now they
they one
became popular. They
yeah.
120, 110.
Once you build that brand, you can afford to raise your price. That's the
Right.
problem. That'd be a problem with some of these. Not I saying some of them. Some of these black-owned businesses, they want to jump out there and compete with people selling the same product without realizing you have to start where those places started at. I can't go out here
Start where they
and rent.
started.
No. I'm saying not completely where it started, but I'm just saying you can't. If I'm saying I want to compete with Amazon, I'm gonna go buy me 14 trucks and say I'm gonna deliver packages. I can't sit here and think I'm gonna just compete with what Amazon is doing, and nobody knows me. Nobody knows what I'm capable of. They don't know what my policies are. They don't know what my return policies are. They ain't none of their friends talking about it. Everybody got one click, one stop shop at Amazon. But I'm sitting here like, yeah, we're the next big Amazon. Like how? I'm supposed to give you $30 for shipping when
And
Amazon.
honestly, the price of something can definitely hinder or turn away a customer. Cause like,
Oh,
say for
absolutely.
instance, if I could buy, let's just say, we could use McDonald's and We
Five
eating
Guys.
McDonald's. Yeah. If I can get full off for $5, boy, where you think I'm going?
But that right there is the point. Who is that food for? Do you know what's really in that food? Do you know that that food's not for you? You know that.
It's
That's
for a
what I'm
nigga that's
saying.
trying to
Like, yeah,
get
it
by for
costs
the
five
night. What the
dollars.
hell you
hey,
Would
talking
you
about?
pay?
hey,
Would you pay $5 to be full for somebody to poison you, then pay your black brother $20 for you to eat some food that came off the farm that you know not gonna kill you? Like that's what I'm
well,
saying. Just because
well,
it's your
when your
black brother,
stomach
you don't want
touching
to
your
spend that
back,
extra.
you
Yeah, but that's why it's different brackets of life.
right.
Obviously, Lil Wayne ain't
But this
eating
is
McDonald's,
America. This is
but I
America.
can't say that either because you got celebrities that still eat these type of
Hey,
foods. So
Adam Sandler
it's
loves
not
Burger
even
King.
about money. Sometimes it's just about we're not gonna act like McDonald's
Oh
not
no.
good either, though, bro.
McDonald's is trash. You're telling me that Chad Ochocinco doesn't get paid
I
at
feel like you
McDonald's to
saying
support
that
it?
now because you older, but you was eating that as a kid. It
When I
wasn't
was a
trash.
child,
Tear them
I
nuggets
knew
up, boy.
when I was a child, I
Even
knew nothing
I'm
better.
bro, but listen, bro, I'm with you because every now and then I be like McDonald's trash, but then every now and then I be like, damn, McDonald's was good when you don't eat it in a long time.
Hell no. I haven't eaten McDonald's since I worked there like 5 years ago, bro. I am not missing McDonald's.
That's not even long. That's not a long time ago, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. If you get you a
5 years
hot,
5 years is a
ago to
long
eat
time.
hey,
McDonald's a
if you
whole
ain't ate
5
McDonald's in
years?
5 years, I challenge you to get a fresh six-piece
No,
nugget with your
I
sauce
wouldn't.
of
I would
choice
never.
and see when it change your
But
mind for
here's
just
what
a
I'm
second.
saying.
Cause
Here's what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
gonna lie, I had McDonald's the other day, and boy,
I
that shit
get,
was
I get,
talking about
I
something.
get what you're saying, and that's why it'll never be 100% because you can't get 100% of people to agree. This is why I don't go to McDonald's. I don't care that your nuggets cost me $2 if they're gonna kill me. If I know that your food is not good
But
for me, then why am I
Okay,
spending
so
two
let me
dollars
ask
but
for
you
hold on,
my
hold
this.
on,
Let
hold
me
on,
food?
hold
ask
on,
you.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, real quick.
I'm gonna get them
This
right
gonna be
here.
real.
I'm gonna get them right here. If you only got
If you're gonna
five,
go where I think you're gonna
if
go,
you only
there you
got $5 to your name, where you going to eat at?
If I only got $5 to my name, I'm not spending it at McDonald's.
Where you
where you.
going?
I'm going to get a bag of chips. Go to
That's
the grocery
Oh
store.
my!
you
All
think a
right,
bag of
yeah,
chips
Yes.
is
you
any
right.
better than McDonald's?
Hey, no, yo. Are you serious? I didn't
The-
say what kind of bag of chips, where it came
let
from.
me guess. Low sodium, fully baked,
No,
vegan chips.
no. I'm not saying that I prefer those things. I'm saying that if I only have $5, I'd rather go to my like. Here's what I'm saying. If the big plug on the block was white and he had the gas, I would still go to my homie. I don't care that you got whatever. I go shop with my homies, and that's
Okay,
even till today. I
but
don't care
hold on.
who got the whatever.
Right
I go support my homies. If my
now,
homie say
now,
I got
now.
some gas for this, and I don't even got it, I'll say for you, I'll find it, bro, because I'm gonna support you.
Okay, so if your homie just brand new on the block say, yeah, I'm finna sell some weed, and he like, yeah, I got this exotic za. I do a dime bag for $25 because it's from the Himalayas. You finna support that when you know your man's gonna tell you, give me 25 for a seven. You gonna support that because he your man's, right? You
You're
gonna
gonna be
support him,
upset
right?
about it, but you would if that's
Why?
your man's.
So
If that's
so
your
then you
man's,
hold on. If that's your man's, then he should know better. If you're his man, you should teach him better. Like, hey, you're not gonna do well. Like that is a ripoff. I don't care if you got that from
two things
Pakistan yourself. You
two
can.
things
That's
can be
not
the
gonna
same.
sell.
Two things can be the same. I could still tell him like, hey, bro, I think that this number is crazy, but that's still my bros. I still support him. Two things can
So
be.
then, but hold on. If you're gonna still support him while he's making bad decisions, then are you really supporting him, or you contributing to bad behavior?
If
Because
I
then
was
he's
to
gonna
tell
keep.
you that I'm making clothes and this is my third shirt, and I say, hey, bro, my shirts came out. Hey, you fuck with it? Hey, bro, support me, bro. Would you be like, nah, I don't support your shirts because it's only your seventh shirt and you're not
Saying you
Supreme,
gonna get a
so
bag
No,
of
no,
chips with your last $5 is
but hold on,
crazy.
hold on. If you're trying to if you made this shirt and you telling me to give you the same money I would pay for a authentic Versace shirt because you made it, absolutely. Now I'm tell you, hey, I like what you're doing, but you got the wrong idea as far as what you're trying to get for it. Like I understand you think that your product because you made it is that special and that's great, but in the eyes of society, you're the only one who thinks it's great
but we're
until you
talking
make
about
something of yourself,
society. I'm talking about when
right?
the
And that's the
money
same thing.
comes down to it.
That's the same thing with
What you're
businesses.
telling me is that you would rather spend $650 at Versace than spend $650 at
No, no,
Sabiano.
no, no. I'm saying that society wise, Versace has already been established. They've went through the process of being lower priced and made that clientele. They built that brand to the point where they can say, "Well, hey, this is a new shirt. It looked the same as the last shirt. It just got a new symbol on it, and
But
now it's
sir,
$500.
but sir,
The
who
last
is
shirt was 450.
society?
I'm saying that's people because you
Society
like you
is the
said,
people
hold on,
who push it.
right, and but then that's the same thing because like when you said about the whole McDonald's thing, how many your homie just started his burger shack. He don't have commercials. He don't have billboards. He don't have flyers. He don't have ads on the way. He doesn't have all this stuff that's gonna push
And the
his
only
agenda. He
way
just
is
has him.
word of mouth. Right,
Right.
word of mouth.
So you have everybody has to. What I'm saying as far as the black-owned business, you have to understand. You have to. There's a starting place and a finishing place. There's too many folks that want to be at the
Okay, so
finishing place when
let
they
me
just
ask you
getting
this, Big
started.
Cat. Let me ask you this, Big Cat. You kind of came keynote, because you've been on the stage since day one, so you know what it is.
Uh,
You came, Big Cat. You came kind of at the peak of it. We're at the peak of our league on the career, whatever stage, whatever.
Mm.
So let me ask you this: did you think we always started off charging $20?
No, I didn't. Because when you start
You
off, you
do
know what
you
I'm
know
saying?
how do you know how much we charged when we first started?
You said five, yeah?
Five. That bro, listen to what I'm saying. Nobody starts off crazy
yep.
until it's established.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, I do no. Two things can be the same and be different. I'm saying yes, you do have to start out at a certain spot. But when it comes to a differential of where I'm choosing to put my money, I'm choosing to place my money in a black person's hands purposely. If it does cost me an extra $3, like I'm not gonna hold you, right? Check this out, right? My
Mhm.
man's has some infused funnel, best funnel I ever had in my life. If he was to tell me right now, "Hey, bro, I got a bag of funnel for you," do you think I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven? No, I'm
No.
gonna go to the bag of funnel that I
But if he
prefer.
say
I
that
like it
funnel is
better.
$30, you going to 7-Eleven.
No, it's not. No, if I like this, if I prefer this one
No,
better,
no,
I'm
no.
gonna do it. It's
Hold on,
not
hold on,
based on
Damo.
what
That's same.
society wants. I
That
want
same
that.
thing though. What if he said before you even tried it, and let's say you've been paying $10 faithfully, even for the best funnel you've ever had, right? And he says, "Hey, I just started mine at 35." Now, according to you, you're gonna support him and try it, right?
Yeah,
But
but you
there's no
said
part
you
of
said you said something else. You said before you even
before
buy it,
right
before you even try
before
it.
you've had it for the first time because you said that you would still support your man. So just like when if it was his first
Right.
T-shirt and it cost you $700, you gonna tell him something. See, that's where we disconnect as a people because you have one person who, and I ain't saying what you're saying is wrong. Like it's great to support each other, but you can also support a person by pointing them in the right direction and telling them, hey, bro, I know I see what you're doing. I want to support you, but if you want this to grow into what it can be, you can't start right here. You can't start a race and think you can start in the middle of it. You have to start at the start line. Now I get it. You see all these other people, they so close to the finish line, you salivate and you like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I seen Mark Cuban just started some Cuban sandwiches. Okay, but Mark
I mean,
Cuban's
if
a
you even if you want to
multi-millionaire. He can
if
do
you
that.
want to
You know what
pertain it to battle rap, how many leagues we see come and go?
We seen hella leagues come and go, but why do we see leagues come and go?
Because they
Bad,
don't have
bad
the
management.
I mean, yeah, they don't have the right. It's first of all, marketing is a big thing. You think like I don't do interviews and podcasts because I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I do like it, but part of it is promoting
Right.
The
whatever you
brand.
got going on. So that's a part of it, and then basically what Kino is saying, overpricing. So a lot of times what people do is they think, oh, because I booked A Ward, now I could charge 40. But this the downside of it. Let's say you charge 20 for A Ward. Now you can get 20 people in the building versus five people paying 40. That's the problem. How many times you go to an event, you see an event, and the first thing you say, you can see the names all you want, but they say a certain
That's
price, you're like,
facts.
boy, I'm not paying for that.
Look,
But it depends what's important to
personal life.
you. That's why it's never gonna be 100%. It depends what's important to you.
Man,
No,
y'all
it's
know,
the
I still
masses.
fuck with
It's the masses. Like, okay,
Yo, can
so
y'all hear
if
me?
I say I got $100 and I say
Yeah.
I got Damo
Yo,
Guap on the card, nobody's paying 100 for that. But if I say I got Loaded Lux, Mook, Hitman Holla,
yo,
JC,
yo,
whoever
can y'all
else,
hear me?
they're gonna pay that 100.
Yeah.
You know why? Because them names put in the work from when it was $20, when it was $10.
Look,
Hey,
I
bro,
look.
hold on. Can he hear you?
No,
Did you hear Damo talking?
yeah. No, I realized what it was. My phone was kind of kept trying to switch from Wi-Fi to the data to the regular mobile
Oh,
data, so
okay.
I had to turn my Wi-Fi off. But
Oh,
no, I got 2 points real quick, right? So just recently, and then, y'all know I fuck with Big Taliban. You know what I'm saying? We part of the same little group and everything, or whatever. He told me like, hey, I got this upcoming battle. You should get a pay. You know what I'm saying? Get a pay per view. I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I try to support. You know what I'm saying? Folks that I rock with. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they battling. So I said, what we gonna say? What do I send the cash app or whatever to? He sent me the link and said, yeah, you send it to this person. I was like, okay. How much is he? Like, it's $30. I said, woo, 30? Yeah, I ain't
And you
gonna
didn't even
hold you.
you
I'm gonna
don't
wait
even
till
know who on there. You didn't even ask him on
look,
the card
dog.
yet.
I went and looked at the card, and don't get me wrong, they had a couple of URL names on there, but I'm like, I'd rather wait till the battle drop. I'm not spending $30
Right.
to see this
you know
And that's
because
why?
why that's why
Why
I
hold,
didn't you
tell
spend
hold on.
thirty
y'all the
dollars?
importance
I'm
of
gonna tell you why I didn't spend the
go ahead.
$30, and it's not because I don't support him and what he's doing as a fellow group member. It's because that price was outlandish to me because I'm used to all the other leagues that I've been watching. Because even Uncle Smack, who has the biggest battle rap platform in the world, says $7.99 for the app. So
And
why
these
do
are
I
world
why
professionals.
right? Why would I pay $30 for a
Right.
bunch of people I don't know, a few people I've heard of, and a couple of people that I admire in the culture when I can still watch some of their old battles and probably some of their newer upcoming battles if Smack booked them for $7.99?
Yeah,
I
I
would
get
not
that.
do that.
It
Right.
wouldn't be because it's not that important to you. If it was like
No,
that's
no,
why
no.
people spend $200 on Kendrick Lamar tickets, on
A lot of
Beyonce
times
tickets.
though, it's not
It's not
about
that
being
important to
important.
you.
It's just the
It's
pricing.
it's
Like,
it's, it's the it doesn't make sense to me.
you know how many people cop a stream from us and just say, "Oh, I'm just trying to support. I don't even know these people." If I say the stream is $30, $20, nobody's sending that.
No,
They gonna
they
send
waiting
that
for the
five
footage.
though.
We're waiting for the footage.
Right,
I
exactly.
completely understand that, but that's what concert tickets are. Why are
Right, but
concert tickets
those are
priced
people
this
who
high?
are. That's because those are people one who have
Because people
established
who
themselves
care.
worldwide, statewide, countrywide. These are household names most
That's
times.
not even true. A person can do a show with 15 people in the building if those 15 people agreed to whatever the price point is that the artist set. If it was that important to you, you would do it.
I
If
think.
I want to
Well,
go, if my whole dream was to go see Kendrick Lamar before 2025 was over, no matter how much the tickets cost,
I don't
I'm going
believe
to
that.
do it because I want to go
I
do it.
don't
That's
believe
something.
that. If Kendrick Lamar say it's 1,000 tickets, you not going, boy.
If Kendrick Lamar said it's $1,000 tickets, and this
okay,
is
no,
the
no.
one thing I wanted to do, I
Hold on,
would
hold on.
do it.
Let's take that same situation scenario and as do it this way. If there was a Kendrick Lamar show and the tickets, you know what I'm saying, it was in a smaller area or whatever, or as he, you know what I'm saying, and they say, okay, these tickets are going to be 50 to $75. And then you say, okay, I'm gonna do that, but then for some reason you missed that show, and you was gonna try to get there, you was gonna get the ticket and everything, you had it set up on your phone or whatever, and you just never got to the point where you press confirm and bought the ticket. Then you say, oh, okay, he coming back. Now those tickets are 500. Now, yes, you still want to go, but then some part of you as a human gonna be like, dang, that's crazy that I could have just went and seen
Right.
him for 50 to
Right.
$75. Now it's up to 500. I'm seeing the same person who's performing the same songs.
Okay, but now you're changing the variables because the first variable was I wanted to go do this and
Right,
I wasn't responsible enough to follow through with it. That's nobody's
right.
fault but your own.
Right. But I'm saying that goes the same for businesses though. Like that's how when you the more established you are, the more you can charge, and that's why I say that it circles
Is
back to the same principle. When you like, I get what you're saying. Like if you really got your heart set on something, like I ain't gonna lie, I bought my first. I was never a Jordan fan when it came to shoes because I didn't like how everybody was always all you know saying it was like the only
when
thing you could wear if you
everybody
didn't wear
does
them.
it,
And
you don't want to do it. That's
right.
a part of
And I'm
society.
and I'm like, I don't want to do that, especially with the. I'm saying like people paying like 200, 300. They like people waiting in line, people
Dying.
squatting up outside of Foot Locker for them and all
Killing
through. I'm
each
like,
other.
nah,
Yeah,
I don't.
dying over
Right,
shoes. Yep.
like I don't want to do that. So my first real name brand shoe that I ever bought in my life was a pair of Carmelos, and I love them shoes. They was what I think I paid like $80 for them. They were some old Melos, but they were the best thing smoking if you ask me. The next shoe I bought was some Lebrons, and at that point, I was like you said, you know, what I'm saying I was such a big fan of LeBron. I paid $220 for them shoes, and I
But
never did
that's
it
what I'm
again.
saying. No.
No, no,
Don't you
and
go
no,
back.
no, no.
Don't you go
No,
back
I'm not. I'm
now.
not.
No,
No,
no, I
I'm with.
caught you.
No,
I
no.
caught
You
you.
ain't got me because
I
I
caught
just
you.
said just like you said. I did pay for them at that point because I
Why?
wanted them.
Because you
Right.
wanted them.
But
If
but at,
if you really wanted to put your mind toward it, you would do it. That's what I'm saying, and that's why it won't be 100% because it'll never be 100%.
but
Nobody can 100 unanimously agree that this is the way to go. Everybody
yeah,
has their own views of what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, we even have more of that when we're playing by a game that's not ours.
right. But I'm saying that what I was saying it links both you and Damo's topic because like I said, after like you said, it was something I wanted, so I went and got it. But after I did that, I didn't do it again. So my thing is, at that point, it's like both of y'all got a point, and then at the same time, you got to think how many people would go and do that. Like there's people that save their entire life to go see Beyonce one time in concert, never went back. They got
Right?
that
It's
one
their
time, and
life
that was
content. We win already.
right. But if you know what I'm saying, and it's like it's not that they didn't still love Beyonce, they didn't still listen to her music, don't still buy her albums. It's like at those prices, they can only afford off of what they're doing in their life or what they're making in their life to go that one time. They would love to go more times.
I
You
get
could
that,
have
but
more repeat customers, and that's what like Don was saying. Like you sold that one ticket for $40. Now they're not coming back because they really couldn't afford it, but they made it happen that
no,
one
that's
time.
not true. You don't know how somebody enjoyed their experience. What if you was like, "Hey, bro, I got this ticket for $40, but I guarantee you gonna enjoy yourself." And when you get inside, if you enjoy yourself, maybe you'll enjoy it enough that you might want to spend $40 again.
May
No matter
no
if people know
Maybe
not to.
to scramble up another 40 that I didn't have.
right.
A
But
lot of
see
people
now,
don't have things for a lot of crap. A lot of stuff just pops up randomly. I get
right?
that,
But
but
like if you got $80, that's all you get into your next paycheck, and your next check is 2 weeks away, and you want to go
see
to
now
this
you're
concert
saying two
so
different
bad.
things.
No, no, no. Hold on. I'm just saying. I'm putting it more into perspective. Like, because realistically, these are realistic things, right? You only have $80 left from whatever you spent. There's a concert coming up you really want to go to. It's $40. That's half of what you got left. Your next check, because a lot of people in this life get paid bi-weekly. Your next check don't come for 2 weeks, so you got $80 for 2 weeks. You want to go ahead and spend that 40 to go to this concert because you really want to. All right, if you're in that position again, most people are not making that decision to spend that 40. Not when not until that next check is closer, and then they are making life decisions. Now, don't
Right.
get me wrong. There are some people who can they might have the financial backing. They might have a significant other. They might have parents. They might not even. They might still live with their parents, and they can make uh, irrational looking decisions like that. But the average person is going to be a little bit more cautious about spending their money because they know they don't got a lot of it.
Yeah, but that's two
That's
different things now. I'm saying something that you would spend your money on and not having the money at all. If I don't have no money, I can't help you. If Damo was to be like, "Hey, bro, I want you to get this live stream and I don't got $0, I can't help you. Whether you're my brother or not, I can't help you. But if I had the money to help you, I'm choosing not to help you because I'm saying that you're not established enough where you should get my money.
but that depends on what how much
On what
what the
you
value
choose.
of it is.
And that's
Right.
all I'm saying. That's why it'll never be 100% because the value is placed on where the person places it at. And since
Right.
everyone has the right
Oh, the phone went out.
Yep. That's
See,
crazy.
that's that bully talking.
And Wi-Fi was like, "That's enough of this."
Yeah,
I'm done.
God said, cut it out. Shut it up.
It's like, all right, I'll let you get your time.
Right, right. You going a little too crazy now. Let's chop this up.
that's crazy. Put a pump on it. Hit them
Shut
brakes
it
real
up.
quick. All right. Let somebody else go. Let somebody.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, man, like I agree though, because you can't start off charging crazy buku money and expect people to
Man,
support you.
yeah,
And then like
like,
especially like you got people like us where we done lived in business and we done been on this earth long enough
yeah,
to know a
it's,
6-piece wing and some fries ain't supposed to be
boy.
$30, man. Come on,
Listen,
like
I ain't gonna hold you. When I first moved to Atlanta, and I saw that when they give you wings, they give you pieces of a wing and not the whole wing. Dog, I
right,
was beside myself. Cause I'm from
yeah,
Chicago. When we order 6 wings, oh, I
whole
got,
wing.
I got the whole wing. I got the whole
right,
chicken down there in my box. You ain't
Yeah,
finna,
right.
you telling me
carry
I'm
out.
paying you telling me I'm finna pay you $13.99 for like you
Wings
saying it's
and
a six. Look, you saying
But
it's a
obviously,
6 piece
obviously, what
wing,
I
but
can't
that's
say
really
this.
just three whole wings. Stop
What I
playing with my
can
life.
say is this though. Anytime you start anything, you always probably have a standard price.
Oh yeah,
You normally don't meet the plug until you end the business. And when I say
oh yeah,
plug, I don't mean the actual plug. I mean
right.
like if we want to pertain it to the stage. When we first was paying for venues, it was like, okay, this is a certain amount. But as we went along, we found cheaper venues.
Mm.
So
Facts,
you
and
got
that's
so
like
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say because in that same notion, that's like when I first started my little food business out here. Like I was just grabbing my ingredients and stuff from Walmart, so I had stuff started at a certain point. I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm losing more money than I want. Well, I'm losing profit more than I want to
Right.
because of what I'm selling it at versus what I'm buying it at. Then I was like, oh well, I want to spend $40. I got that Sam's Club membership. I went in there. I was like, oh snap! I'm getting twice as much meat balls as necessary for
Right.
for almost the same price. Oh dang, I'm tripping. But it came in a bigger bulk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting 12 patties no more for 13 dollars. I'm getting 24 patties for $16. Now I
Right.
can keep my. You know what I'm saying? It is a system. Like as you level, like that's why
even
they have.
even even the it's still even though your pricing to buy it, you still have to be fair with your pricing selling it too. Because if you go to a stage event, we don't charge $20 a plate.
Right.
It's $10 a plate.
Right.
A bottle of water is $1, but you got to know the math because, like, just give you an example. You can't sell to a consumer where they're not like we all
You have
know
to meet
what's right
them.
and wrong. So
Right.
if I know a case of water is only five, I can get $40. I can spend $5 for 40 waters, and then I say,
Boy, I
well,
got a
each
case sitting on my floor right now.
yeah. So then I say, then okay, let's say you go to an event, right? I say, yo, a bottle of water is $5. You gonna look at me like I'm crazy because I could buy a case of water for the price you're trying to charge me one. So
Facts.
the way we look at it is okay, if I get 40 waters for $5, I know even if I sell $1 worth of water, I know if I at least sell 60 of these, I made my profit at least $1.
Hmm.
Right.
But if
Yep.
I sell $5 waters,
You probably won't
only
sell
one
enough
person
to
might
even.
buy one water. And then I'm
And I
still
got a whole
losing
nother case.
30 exactly.
But it
So you
be
gotta know the
different though.
pricing too on what you're charging.
But it be different though, fool. You've been to a go go. You know what a water is in a go go. Stop what you're doing. You have spent $5 on a bottle of water. Stop what
Me
you're
personally,
doing.
no, I haven't.
You never been in a go go where it ain't nothing
You
but
see,
water.
okay, so I'm gonna tell you just me. I'm a different type of person. If I know the establishment I'm going to is overpriced, just think about it like this. A
I mean,
perfect example. If when
ooh,
me and my girl go to the movies,
I
we
was
don't
Nick,
we don't
yeah,
go to the
talk,
we don't get it
talk.
from the
I
movies. We
swear
go
to
to
God,
Dollar
I was
Tree.
gonna say,
You see what I'm
oh,
saying? We only spend $10 at Dollar Tree because we know if we get this big ass pop thing of popcorn, it's gonna be the
$16
price
for the
of
popcorn.
one us getting a mini of snacks.
Well,
That's the
you get a
perfect
large
example.
popcorn and an icy. You spent
Exactly.
$27
So, but the
before you even
point
get a
is,
straw.
what I'm saying is, what you're saying is, cat, in the moment, yeah. But if I'm a person that's prepared, like I've been to the movies 20 times before. I know from the first time, yeah, you got me. I might have paid $10 for that popcorn,
You
but
got
the
away
next
with
time
it,
I
but
come back, oh, we going to Dollar Tree. I'm getting
hey,
candy, juice,
I
and that's the point we trying to make, cat. A lot of times people always worry about that one sale when they could have brought the price down and sold it 10 times instead of that one time.
Right. And I,
right.
I completely understand what you're saying. But multiple things can be true at the same time. Although movie prices are a lot, I know how much popcorn costs in the grocery store, and I know how much a movie costs to watch it on my TV at home. I'm a pirate. I'm watching. I don't watch Sinners and Thunderbolts in the past 2 days. I ain't been to the movies, and I'm
Right.
not
I ain't gonna hold you. I
going.
wish I had a thought
I'm
that way
going.
myself, because
I'm going to
boy,
get me some food, the whatever food I want to get and eat in the comfortability of my home. Watch the same movie without the accessibility of having to
Okay, so
pay
what okay, so
seventeen
now that
dollars
you're
for the
saying that,
popcorn.
what's stopping you from going to the movies then?
What stopped me from going to the
Instead of
movies?
watching it at home?
Um, me wanting to go. Me just wanting to where I put my money at.
You're
Whereas
basically saying the same thing we're saying.
no, because it's two different things.
Right.
It's not that I don't.
You
It's not
said
that I
no,
don't
no. You
support.
said where
I
I
choose
want to
to put
go,
my
and then
money
you
at.
said where I want to put my money to.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Everybody
the
has
same
a
thing.
choice.
That's
Everybody
like
has a
that.
choice
That's
of
the
that.
same thing.
But it's different when you corner the market. It's different when you corner the market.
But
It's like so Versace
but
got
but,
clothes that Amazon don't got. If Amazon chose to make clothes that
uh,
Versace got and change the price, they would corner the market. It's not the same. I can
well,
choose.
I mean,
I can choose to say
well,
I want to watch this movie for
but
this price, or I don't want to watch this
but
movie
but
for
think
this
about it.
price.
But can't think about it. If you know, in that same regards, sometimes that don't work because, as you said, society has decided, and that's just people in general have decided certain things you can't make a quote unquote knockoff. Think about it. At Walmart right now, there are and one shoes like Jordans. Let somebody wear that next to somebody with the actual Jordan versions. They getting what? They getting slandered for hours. You're gonna probably make world star how people gonna talk about you.
I get
And
it,
that's a
but now we're
shame
talking about two
because
different things. Why are you talking
they
about
still got the
society?
same comfort.
I don't have nothing to
I'm
do with
saying though,
society.
because you're a part of it.
I'm not a part of society. No, I'm not. I don't live like that. I purposely buy shoes that niggas don't wear. I purposely do things that people don't do. I live like that. I purposely don't do that.
But I'm saying that still
So it's
contributes to society. But you're just the opposite end.
right. But what I'm saying is, you said that
And
society is a collective. I personally live my life that I don't want to be a part of society. So
right, no,
there
no,
are
no, yeah,
things
no,
that would
I'm with you
differ.
on that.
There
No, I'm
are
saying like when you were saying like I'm saying you'll choose not to go to the movies and because you can watch it at the crib or whatever, right? That holds some of the same value as getting something, getting the knockoff Jordans because they're cheaper. Because you don't want to spend that high dollars for them shoes.
yeah,
Those
but also
principles
it's just
almost go
in
hand in hand.
general. It's just in general. Like when niggas watch BMF, when niggas watch Power, I still
Mhm.
haven't seen them shows.
Man,
I
I ain't gonna
haven't
hold you
watched
me
any of
either.
them.
I'm glad somebody else
Right.
said that.
Everybody made it
I
such
just
a
started watching
priority.
Raising Canaan. Like I
I,
haven't seen
I I
Power,
haven't
none of
seen
that.
none of it. I haven't seen none of it because of the concept. Have you watched it? Have you seen it? Well, everybody's doing it. Well, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. When I heard Raising Canaan, I thought they was talking about Kane's chicken, but that's just me. So
Raising Cane's, yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
Here's what I'm saying though.
yeah.
Here's what I'm saying though.
I was
It
out of
is
touch with
real life.
reality.
It is real life that niggas go to Canal Street. That's my point. That's my point. Canal Street
Hey,
is a real thing. Why? Canal
because
Street
Hey,
corners the
not to
market.
cut y'all off, but to cut y'all off, Warriors is up 10 with 5 minutes left, so it looked like they gonna close
Yeah,
that out.
bet that.
yeah,
Well, I mean, you never know because basketball time move real slow.
Right,
But
boy,
right.
I swear,
as as
boy,
of
that
right
swing would
now,
be so crazy.
Golden State. Yeah, I'm about to say because we don't need no momentum swings in the last 5 minutes left. Straight up.
Man, look, all it takes is 1 to 2 missed
Man,
calls.
what? Man, what?
That
Shit.
it
But
goes
I'm not
from a
gonna
ten
lie to
point
you.
lead to a 4 point deficit.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Stephen Curry is the most legitimate, exciting veteran presence in the playoffs. Like with
Currently,
no LeBron,
absolutely.
with no KD, with no Chris
Yeah,
Paul, with none of them, having Steph in the playoffs, I'm okay.
yeah,
I'm all
Well, it
right.
look
I can
like
agree with you right
they
there.
going to win this game.
I'm all right.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna just wait till the game over. I don't want to jinx it because, like
Yeah,
you
I'm about to say,
said,
come on now.
Well, I swear.
10 points with 30 seconds left ain't enough
It
at
is
this
not
point.
enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
no.
5 minutes. You'll never know.
Hey, you got 5 minutes. Hey, it can be a whole 20 point swing out of nowhere
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
in either direction, really.
Right.
So, you know, because look, remember, well, I forget how many years ago that was, but it was the Falcons versus
Oh, the
Patriots.
Brady.
Patriots.
Yeah,
Patriots. Yeah.
boy, they was
That was
up there in
bad.
the crowds
Yeah,
singing
28.
songs,
Yeah,
dancing.
they was
Niggas
getting
I
shooting
down.
feel like
dice.
that was their fault though because they got away from
What they was doing.
what they was doing.
They
But
were running the ball
the
real
thing
good.
about it is, if you football and basketball is way different.
Yeah.
I
You know what
swear.
I'm saying? You got defense, you got offense, whatever, whatever. But if I'm up by 21, run the ball.
Yeah,
Why
run the
am I
clock out.
passing the
Look,
ball? Like I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make
right.
sense. Run the clock out as much as I can. I didn't get it.
It's a
Whatever.
fact.
Well, I'll say one thing though. the quarterback that they had is not a game manager. The quarterback that they had was somebody who wanted to like to be a part of the show. I want to win MVP. That's why you lost because you didn't do it. It wasn't a team effort to be like, you know what I'm saying? At halftime, you up by 24 plus points, and you don't run the ball for the rest of the game. I don't even care if we don't score the next 3 drives. I'm running the clock out. What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, you couldn't count that man out back then, boy.
Yeah, not now.
As long as it was time on that clock, he had a chance.
Yeah.
He had broke hearts that night.
Shout out to the 25 people sticking around, man.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all go get this podcast. Y'all done got this podcast today.
Right.
Yeah. This one of the
I promise you, y'all might get a gift basket. Courtesy of Damo, but
That's crazy.
Courtesy of Damo.
Yeah.
You
know what's so crazy about being a league owner, man? Everything is your fault.
Yeah, you gotta buy.
I done had people. I done had people throw events and then promise people certain amounts, and then I gotta cover the spread. It's been crazy, man.
What?
Yeah, it'd be like that.
That is absolutely
that's nuts.
You need a lawyer for that one.
Yeah, no, straight up.
Ain't no way.
I want you to rap for 75, but how like 75 though?
Yeah. Holla at Damo. I know I
said like what, sir?
Then I now get to the point. I'm asking like, hey, everything handled? Because I don't like unexpected surprises.
Straight up.
Yeah. Like that next event when Keno come up to Damo, like, yeah, you got that backhand of 200.
Yeah, I'm like, where'd that come from?
It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Niggas said in chat, hey, bro, forfeit that joke. You forfeiting everything this week. That's funny.
But yeah, man, I got my podcast equipment. I was live early. I ain't playing around here.
I seen you, bro. You working.
Yeah, bro. I swear to God, I seen your thumbnail on Twitter, and I was like, oh, he doesn't like you already.
I'm gonna make me a little cover art or something for my personal show.
Yeah, because you can do that
something.
easy. Yeah. Get that done, dude. Everything through your OBS, bro. Streamlabs got the little setups for like the color schemes and everything. You can.
Well, now I gotta get a different computer because obviously all my computers is old.
OBS.
Apparently.
I get that.
Yeah, man.
Allegedly.
I don't know. Y'all got any more other topics before we get up out of here?
Other topics, man.
Injuries.
About women today.
Injuries. Austin Reeves had. Look, Austin Reeves was diagnosed with
it's been 1
We
year.
was basically talking about how niggas was lying about their injuries because they lost.
Yep. It's the 1 year anniversary of the beef. Let's just chop it up right quick. One last time. 1 year anniversary of the beef. Who y'all had winning the beef? I just want to get y'all opinions right quick. Who y'all had winning the beef?
Are we talking about Kendrick?
Yeah. Drake and Kendrick. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like for the moment, Kendrick definitely won, but on the grand scheme of things, it ain't really stopped nothing.
Grand scheme of things,
Drake is Drake, man. We're not doing that.
Oh my God, I get it.
This is why I hate people, right? This is why I hate people. It's niggas like
movement.
you where they'll say
he ain't lost.
It's niggas like you that say it's niggas that'll be like Anthony Edwards better than LeBron.
I can't hear him again.
One good season.
Tap back in right quick.
Yep.
Yeah. Tap back in. They can't hear you.
How's that? How does it keep going out like that?
I don't know what y'all doing.
See, everything was cool until he got that microphone. Now he got the new mic. Everything.
I'm not even using the mic. That's the crazy part.
Oh,
tap back
there it is. He back. He back.
Nah, you back. But this is what I said. This is what I was saying, bro. Y'all gotta stop getting caught in the moment. Just because Anthony Edwards knocked LeBron out the playoffs, that don't mean he better. We gotta stop this, man.
Yes, he is. He's better right now.
Oh my God! Stop it!
What?
Stop it!
Are you telling me that Anthony Edwards hasn't been one of the best players this
year in the NBA? It's a
So
team
what? We're talking
sport.
about 2025 season, the 2024-2025
It's a
season.
team sport.
Anthony Edwards has been equivocally better than LeBron James.
Oh my god.
I didn't say his whole career,
Oh
but we're talking about
man,
this year.
Oh my god. So you the reason why
can
you
we
think
send this
Curry
man a gift
MVP.
basket?
Right.
Bro, y'all can't really believe that. Are you telling me that Steph Curry had a Steph Curry year this year? You telling me that? You telling me that Steph Curry had a Steph Curry year this
You
year?
saying
Well,
you telling me
hold on.
but
Let me ask you this, Kat, real quick. Do you believe? Now, this is, I feel like for me, this is an answer enough question. Do you believe the supporting cast around Anthony Edwards was better suited to him than the supporting cast around LeBron James?
Yeah, okay, but we never
So
said
then
supporting cast in the
that
original
well,
conversation. It was just that.
hold on, no, I'm just saying because then you can't at that point you can't say that he was better than LeBron because if he had a better supporting cast for his specific the way he hoops, then the situation was better for him in with the Wolves than LeBron's situation was for him with the Lakers.
All right,
You can't even
let me stop you there. Do you
because
think that Anthony Edwards had a call in Cat being traded for Julius Randle?
no. I'm not even saying it. I'm just saying in general, like regardless of the trades, because let's just say for shit for time's sake that the players don't have any direct
It's
influence over the
hypothetical
trades,
because you're
right?
talking about LeBron, and that is a
Hold
part
on.
of his whole career. Come on.
But I'm saying if we're gonna say just for a conversation purpose, if we're gonna say let's just say that the players have no direct connection between what kind of trades happen, and now that the LeBron and them have been knocked out, can we say can you, or do you want to say that that the supporting cast around Anthony Edwards because he can't do it by himself. You can't just put Ant on the court with no one else and say go beat the Lakers. Are you?
Okay, that's
Can
fine.
we
So
say?
I should say
I'm saying. Can
Anthony
you
Edwards
say?
and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm gonna say his name
Right. I'm saying.
first.
Right. I'm saying though. Wouldn't you say? Would you or would you not say that the supporting cast around Edwards were better suited to him to win than the supporting cast around LeBron being suited to him to win? Would you say that's
LeBron.
why they lost?
LeBron set his whole team up. I get what you're
Oh
saying
my.
about the hypothetical, but no, he literally set his
How?
whole.
He didn't
He
go out and
set.
tell them to go get Luka Doncic. He didn't say get rid of
You're
AD.
talking
So now
about
we.
no, but we're talking about before then. LeBron been the GM for the past 10 years. He's been setting up whatever team he wants to. Hey, I
He
want him. Hey, I don't want him. He
the
got
only
mad
thing.
because
Look
AD got
in
traded
Cleveland.
away.
In Cleveland, yeah, he can do that in Miami. Pat Riley wasn't having that.
yeah, I don't think
Like
Pat Riley was having it.
no,
All
no,
right,
Pat Riley.
so
That's why he couldn't
Warriors
get rid
up
of
by
Eric Spoelstra.
14 with 3 minutes to go, man. Who y'all got? Denver or Warriors? How many games?
Warriors. I don't
You
care. Warriors.
you you said what happened?
So basically, once the Warriors win the series, because they're up by 17 with 2 minutes left, there's no
Yep.
way.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
over.
Wrap that up.
So
Cancun, Rockets in Cancun.
who you got? Who you got in sevens? Who you got between Warriors and the Nuggets?
Oh,
Oh
And how many
God.
games?
Oh
man,
I
man.
got
If
Warriors in
I
seven.
I got
I'm being real. I'm gonna be real with you.
I hate to say it. I might get Nuggets in seven.
Say it. Yeah, I got
I
Nuggets
might
in
got.
six.
Oh
I ain't
damn,
gonna
they up
lie
by
to you.
20 now. I don't know what just happened. Damn. Let me
Yeah, but
look at Curry. Hold on,
what's
what
the
Curry
point?
doing?
What's the point of really
Curry
balling
just
out when the
hit
team
three.
already down by 10? You already done.
Curry just hit two threes in a row. Buddy Hill. Ooh,
I
Lord.
personally believe that the Warriors do not, unless Draymond balls out, the Warriors are really
Right,
gonna have a
Draymond is
match
my
out of dealing with Jokic.
right. That's my thing. Like that's the only caveat for my decision is I'm like Draymond would have to disturb Jokic to a whole new level, and everybody else would have to defend their asses
Only
off
only
against
thing I
everybody.
can say, pause if necessary. The Nuggets are lengthy.
Yeah, they got a lot of
You
reach.
got Porter, Gordon,
Jordan,
Jokic,
Yeah,
Russell,
Murray.
yeah,
Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Against
that's one
basically
thing.
small ball.
That's one thing. I will say this. What's his name? Pratchett. Brandon P from the Warriors and Draymond can easily be used to stop the Nuggets' best offensive players. As long as you got two or three great defenders, like Buddy Hill to be great defending, to where you got Steph and you got Jimmy unequivocally playing offense, you're gonna get through this pretty easy. The main thing is Steph gotta have them legs, man. He gonna be running his ass
Well, they
off.
both. Well, they both coming off basically because it's in the banner. They both coming off a game 7, so they should be evenly matched as far as just fatigue and all that other stuff.
Fatigue wise, I think that the Nuggets will probably be better because the Warriors don't go far enough into the bench.
Right.
I'll give you that definitely. And that's why I want like the fan in me want to say the Warriors, but the realist in me is like
Logistic, yeah.
Denver is not an easy matchup to deal with.
They got a real bench.
Uh,
They
I feel
have
like whoever
extra
win
pieces.
this series win to go to the finals because
Win the
I'm
West.
just not sold on OKC, man. I gotta see it first, man.
Ooh, if OKC win this in under five
boy,
games,
hey,
boy, if they win it under 5 games, boy, they're gonna have fresh legs for that
Hold on,
hey,
series.
who
y'all see
OKC? Who OKC got to play if they win? I mean,
I don't
who
know, but
OKC
OKC
play
got to play?
hey, I don't know if y'all saw it,
hold
but you
on.
know, Indiana just took game 1.
For real?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
sir.
Oh
nah,
man,
I
they
don't
beat.
believe you. I
Now
gotta
they
look at
did.
this.
They did.
Go look it
One
up.
twenty
Yes,
one to
sir.
112. Oh
Yes,
boy.
sir.
Oh
Indiana is not
boy.
playing.
Oh
Oh
man,
boy.
hey,
That's
that
that's
high scoring
crazy.
YN shit might work, huh?
Hey,
Hey,
what?
oh, I'm
Bro,
tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Denver got to play the Dunders. I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
It's
Denver gotta
crazy,
play
bro.
the Thunder. Oh well,
Not the
if Denver
Warriors.
gotta
I'm
play the
tripping. I'm
Thunder,
tripping. Yeah,
if
I'm
Denver
tripping.
gotta play Thunder, then oh, Thunder in 6.
So Timberwolves got to play the Warriors. I got Warriors in 6. If that's the case.
Oh, if oh my God, if Anthony Edwards, oh, I'm saying this right now, and I'm gonna
If
stamp
he
this.
get rid of
If
Curry
he beats
and Luca
Steph
and
and
LeBron in the
Luca and
same
LeBron
season,
and KD, he
woo,
Yeah,
better win this. He better
I
win
ain't gonna
this
lie.
series. This is
If he
Jordan
win, I
year.
ain't watching the NBA next
This
year.
is Jordan year. If he win, this is Jordan year. You took all
And
the legends out. This is
he
Jordan year.
already, they already did had a soundbite with him saying he wanted to do that.
Yeah, this
So
is Jordan
you know
year.
what
Ooh,
what I told y'all. I said last year. Remember, he played in the Olympics.
yeah,
He didn't play in the Olympics this year, so he got some fresher legs. I won't
fresher
say
legs.
fresh.
Yeah, I'm about to say because Tatum ain't played Olympics neither.
Yeah.
Nigga mad. Everybody
Ooh,
knows that's a
I
real.
got. Matter of fact, I'm. So yeah, I messed that up. It's Timberwolves versus the Warriors
Uh-huh.
and Denver. I feel like this gonna be the test because I could see OKC beating Timberwolves or the Warriors
Oh
easily.
no. Okay, so you said beating the Wolves in 7? Uh uh.
6. I
In
think the real. I
6.
think the real test for OKC is gonna be Denver. That's just me though. If they get past Denver, they in the finals.
I feel like Chet can hold his own with Jokic. He's
But see, the
like
only thing is,
OKC got length.
the
Pause.
only thing is, OKC been resting for like what 2 weeks now, damn near.
Yeah, because they got
And
out
the
them out of there
Nuggets,
early.
yeah, the Nuggets basically been they just got off. So
Game
game
7.
1 is tomorrow. Oh, they play right away.
It's not 3 days. They
Nope,
they right
tomorrow.
to
So
it.
tomorrow.
Oh
Yep.
boy. Well,
Well, them
I
legs gonna be
honestly with
fresh.
with that, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm saying. I might got
See,
OKC in 6.
see. The thing about it is, I'm two ways about being active and just resting. Sometimes when you rest too much, you can
Oh
lose
boy.
rhythm.
I'm a Ravens fan. Don't tell me about it. We done lost 2, 3 years in a row. Oh yeah, we won the
But see,
yeah,
resting too
nah.
much, as far as
Mess you up.
OKC, it could be a rhythm thing. Like, oh
Yeah. You
man,
gotta have
we ain't been
yeah.
playing for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Denver just get, you know what I'm saying? Denver just
Agree.
blew. Yeah, so it
Agree.
depends. But like
Definitely
I
agree to
said,
that.
until OKC wins something, I'm not sold, man. I'm
Oh
not
man.
sold
I
because they
I
still even with that good team, they haven't reached the conference finals at least yet.
well, this is their best chance. This is their best
Uh-uh.
chance right here. They are going up against probably their biggest test to do it, but this is their best chance. They've done everything that they need to do. They won the West. They have the length. They have the depth on the bench. You have the fresh legs with the young guys. This is your best chance as of right now without a
Right,
real veteran presence. This is
right,
your chance. And
right.
personally, I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna have to see how Russ plays on defense. Because if Russ get cooked on defense and he becomes a liability, they're gonna get him out of there. And Jamal Murray's not a point; he's a 2.
Right.
Who could be your point? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta whoever that point is, you got to get ready for Steph. You gotta get ready for Shea. Boy, they're gonna be
Ooh,
a
that's gonna be a
possible
crazy
liability
series.
on defense. It's gonna be crazy. That's what I'm saying, bro. NBA is looking real good right now. NBA might be
I got okay. So just to close out, I got Denver in 7, and I got Warriors in 6 against Timberwolves.
all right, bet. Well, I got the Warriors. I got Warriors in 7, and I got OKC in 6.
Ooh. All right, bet. Y'all can get this podcast, episode 18, man. Appreciate all the 25 people that stuck around.
Nah,
20
for
to
real.
25 people that stuck around, man. We appreciate y'all. I know it's a lot going on tonight. They got the Pray for My Enemy card. It's a lot of games tonight, so we appreciate the 20 people that did stick around.
Yeah, bro. You could have been anywhere in the world, bro. You here
But
with
you here
us,
with
bro.
us.
Yeah, for real.
We gonna have a show where ain't nothing going on one of these times, so we definitely expect more people in the building. Shout out to y'all, man.
For real. Y'all gonna
All
get this
right, man.
podcast,
Y'all
man.
can get this podcast episode 18, Big Cat,
Yes,
Keynote,
sir.
Damo Guapo. Y'all be safe.